things, but nothing seems to satisfy. Think I lose my mind if I don't find something to pacify. Can you help me occupy my brain? Oh yeah. Oh, can you help me occupy my brain? Oh yeah. I need someone to show me the things in life that I can find. I can see the things that make true happiness. I must be blind.
What's up, balls? How's everybody doing out there tonight? You doing okay, Uncle Bill?
I ain't doing what this shit.
Buddy, let me tell you something. You know what I'm doing tonight?
I'm afraid to ask. Humping a waterbed?
I've been rubbing on my pussy all night
I guarantee it.
in anticipation.
Yeah.
So, first time we've done one of these roundtable shows since I looked it up in April. We haven't done one in 3 months. So it's high time that we got back together and made some magic happen, boys. Like earlier tonight, which I know that people are going to bring it up, so we're going to talk about it. That'd probably be the open topic, the first opening topic tonight, but we'll get to that here in a little bit. So, all right, we got some familiar faces in here in the green room. We've got a green room. Sounds so professional.
It's DEADPIT green, too.
Yeah. The Stunt Man. Yeah, he took an early night from his deliveries and everything so he could be here on time. It's the first time I think he's ever been on time.
That's right.
Look, Mark, you stood me up at least once or twice, buddy. I ain't no fucking prom date over here. You need to show up for your appointments, whatnot.
Well, he's here. He's here. Yeah,
I'm
he's
here
on
now.
time.
That's right.
He's on time. And another familiar face that survived. He was in the eye of the hurricane. What, a week or two ago. Our boy, Matt Rambo Raff. What's going on, dude?
Uh-oh.
Salute. Doing well.
I haven't popped mine open yet. I got a nice cold peach drink waiting. So welcome.
That's an AI song. Eye of the Hurricane. Get on the Eye of the Hurricane.
Ask AI on Instagram to write you a fucking song. That's what we do, and it works every time. Dude, like we did, and I'm not going to give you the details because we're going to make this movie. The AI on Instagram or whatever the hell, I don't know what it's called. I was like, write me the plot of an 80s style slasher movie set in Eastern Kentucky. Dude, like it's better than anything they can do in Hollywood. I swear to God, like I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the fuck? And I showed it to Uncle Bill and he was like, what? I couldn't believe
needless
it,
to
man.
say, we need to get on this immediately.
Yeah, top secret between us and the AI. But introduction number 3 tonight. Highly requested, boys. I've seen the name in the chats 2 or 3 different times at least, probably more than that. And longtime YouTuber. He's been, doing stuff with Rambo for many years, but this is the debut of him showing up on a DEADPIT stream, boys. OCP Communications himself. Mike, what is up?
What's
sir?
up?
Welcome.
I'm doing good. It's an honor to be on here. Thanks for the invite.
Oh. Well, and no problem. It's good to, we appreciate you coming on and to just, these are bullshit sessions overall. We'll talk about a couple of things, whatever you guys want to talk about for the next couple hours. But I wanted to kick it off with Trumpomania, brother. Did you guys watch it tonight, man?
No, I didn't see that. Did Hulk actually show up?
Dude, like I tried to get the video ready.
Yeah.
It was just literally like less than an hour ago, but I was going to play it on here, but like I just couldn't do it. But yeah, he cut like a promo and he ripped his shirt off. And
Oh my God.
Trump and, you know, the other guy, can't remember his name.
Was 50 Cent there? I heard a rumor that 50 Cent was going to show up.
I don't know. I just saw the clip of that. It's on, Uncle Bill, maybe you might be able to search for it and play it on here. Just stream it from YouTube or something. Yeah, it was a wrestling promo. It really was. And he's
I know
a
at some
Trumpomania,
point-
man.
I know he said Trumpomaniacs or Trumpomania or something at some point.
Yes.
I haven't even seen it, but
What the f- is this?
That's hilarious.
I didn't
He
know
should have.
about
He should have
this.
had Mick Foley on there. They got the matching
Yeah.
ears now. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Mick Foley never had like the KKK hood on his ear, though. Little mini.
No.
Yeah.
No.
What the fuck was that?
Such a crazy fucking thing. Like
I've got-
everything about this is just insane. The more you read about it, the more you do research on it, like how incompetent the Secret Service was. It's just nuts.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like, what a lucky son of a bitch, too. Like, how, I don't know like, how he was positioned there to get, I mean, half an inch off or whatever else,
Yeah.
man. It could have went in his skull. That's so crazy. But, yeah, it's all over. I found it on Twitter. I'm sure it's on YouTube. The Republican convention is all week this week. And one of the speakers was the Hulkster brother. The guy
a
that
bunch of liberal
What-
pussies, dude. I'm gonna tell you one thing, man. Like, I don't need any more. I don't need wrestling mixed with politics at all.
No.
Like that's one thing that I just absolutely don't need. I don't.
I
Need
mean,
Hulk
Trump was
Hogan's
already.
opinion.
Yeah, Trump was already there. Like he was already in WWE. Remember that Trump versus McMahon shit at WrestleMania one year?
Mm-hmm.
Got Umonga versus was it Bobby Lashley? I think.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
the match, wasn't it? Yeah.
Joe Biden versus the Undertaker. Oh, that's in real life.
Oh God. Oh God. That would be just as bad as the Goldberg versus Undertaker match at the Saudi Arabia pay-per-view.
Oh my god.
That was
I
bad.
tried to block that out of my memory, but yeah.
If
I
you
don't-
don't get one wrestler, why would you one lying sack of shit?
Yeah,
like
no,
Hogan?
yeah. What did he lie about this time?
Well, I mean,
Well, I mean, he fits right in
He
with
fits-
the other
yeah, I was gonna
politicians.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He lied about the sky color. I don't know.
You know what would have been
Another
even more killer,
Kid
though?
that he needed
'Cause
saved.
nobody really knows who this Jim Dandy Vance guy is. What if he was to got Hogan to be his vice president? Like, how killer would that be?
I think we would literally be living in like that movie Idiocracy at that
Yes,
point.
that's what it would be.
Like, yeah,
Right.
that would be perfect.
It'd be Hogan versus Kamala again. Right?
Oh my God.
Hogan will get like all, you know, he'll get all fired up and say, I remember in 83 when I body slammed you, Kamala, brother.
Right after I killed Andre, 5 minutes after slamming him.
No, he's gonna show up to debates dressed like Mr. America.
Yeah, he just like Mr. Nanny.
Mr. America
With the
will not
tutu?
Mr. Nanny the
Yeah.
next.
Yeah.
So-
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I mean, it feels like we're living in some sort of weird fucking simulation or something at this
Yes.
point. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah,
and people just are eating it up.
the next
whatever
4
reason.
or 5 months is going to be a lot of entertainment, I got to say.
Yep.
But I mean, whoever wins, and this is what I say, we all lose, whoever wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not a winner here.
It's like what I call Alien versus Predator, assholes versus penises. Like we all lose in that battle.
Right.
Mhm.
It's like
I
having
can't make a joke. Can't make the joke. The whole fucking thing's a joke.
Yeah,
say
you really
anything
can't.
funnier.
You can't make anything funny out of it because it's already funny enough. Like without any kind of joke. Fucking Biden just barely hanging on, like just not
See,
even.
Yeah,
Yeah,
COVID
crazy.
now.
My dad actually had
Why-
that book, Hillbilly Elegy or something
Mhm.
like that. Yeah.
That JD Vance
Holy
wrote.
shit! Is that same fucking guy that wrote that?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
he the guy?
Yeah.
that's- He's not. Oh my god, he's a big fraud, man. That's pretty well
Yeah.
known, like around Appalachia too. Like he made up the majority of all that shit. Well, that makes sense. I mean,
I'm of no relation to him, just to let everybody know. Me and Jim Dandy Vance have no relation at all. He's not from Appalachia. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
But
One thing I always wondered, why does Joe Bidet look like that Jeff Dunham guy Walter?
He
Like,
does.
always
he
thought
looks
that.
exactly like
Yeah.
him.
Let's just like him.
He's always like, his eyes permanently shut.
Yeah. I think Jim
fuck you
Carrey did
just
the
said?
best. He did the best Biden impression on SNL when he did Biden for a little bit. Jim
Just go
Carrey.
sniff some more hair, dude. Just go sniff more hair. What the fuck you do?
Trump versus Biden in a casket match.
Biden always looks like he's in pain too. You notice
Yeah.
that? Like when
Yeah.
Yeah,
He is. I'm sure he is in pain.
He's probably got
his hip,
hemorrhoids.
sneeze, hemorrhoids.
yeah.
His bones are probably creaking like old screen doors.
They
This point, like-
totally are. I remember that one Instagram video I saw where he couldn't even stand up on his own. They had to help him walk across the street or something. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't. I mean, here's what I want to know: who is like behind Biden at this point? Because, I mean, it's pretty clear he's not there. Like, he's just
Mhm.
not there. So, I mean, if you are for him, then essentially, you're just voting for a Democrat. Just be voting because
Right.
Yes.
there's no functioning going on there. Like that guy's not the president. I mean, he's not making decisions. I guarantee it. Like he's
Like-
not the guy that's actually making any decisions.
I've always hated Trump, even when he was in the WWE, like in the Hall of Fame and all. I hated him then, even way before he was president. Or
When he showed up at Home Alone
nominee.
2, you're like, oh, damn it.
I never really cared. But I will say this: I don't think Biden has a chance at all. Like I think that they should have found another nominee. He should have stepped down or whatever. But it is.
He
what it is.
100% still should step down. Like it's
I'm
crazy.
hearing rumors that they might replace him, but we'll just have to see what they plan on doing.
But
Replace
anyway,
the hand that's up
more-
his ass because he's just a giant.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm telling you, he's Walter. I'm telling you.
More political talk is on CNN and Fox and everything. So,
Yeah.
but
Oh, one quick. Did you hear about the whole Tenacious D thing?
Yeah.
Kyle Glass.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, gas, yeah.
Basically,
Tenacious D is
Said
no
it'll be like-
more. Is that right?
yeah,
deported
basically
from
ruined it.
Australia or something.
Yeah, that really did happen. Like whatever they call it, like the prime minister or whatever whoever the big guy of Australia is, or a senator or something of Australia, basically wrote a letter that said they get
Cousin
out of their
Butch.
Yeah.
Yeah, cousin Luke and cousin Butch and Congress. Yay! Get out!
Rachel Ward's the Secretary of State.
He's British.
Yeah.
I thought
But,
she was
yeah,
Australian.
I thought she was Australian too, but it turns out she's just British. Maybe they all
Yeah,
sound
That's
basically
close
the same.
enough.
What Linda Kozlowski?
Yeah, she's American, but she's married to Paul Hogan, so I guess that's
Okay.
close enough.
She's not married anymore. They got divorced.
They get divorced.
After that third Crocodile Dundee move, she was like, "Fuck you, buddy. I'm getting out of here." Shit sucks.
She's like, the money's dried up. I'm out.
You washed up, Paul Hogan. Oh! All right, so, but yeah, open topic tonight. We got the chat open. We got all kinds of people posting stuff, political stuff, of course. But yeah, if you guys have anything, have
By
at
the way,
it, man.
before we start though, just so everybody knows, you can still join this if your balls drop and you actually decide that you can get on here and do this, come on. Everybody talks shit. Everybody wants to talk shit until it's time to actually get on here.
It is the
pure
internet.
silence. Yeah.
You got those Google warriors too. They look
Yeah.
up everything up for you.
Yeah.
They know.
I got a
everything. They
topic
know
for
it
you
all.
guys. I have got access to the upcoming 4K of Jaws 3, and I am not exaggerating when I say this is the worst 4K transfer I've ever seen in my life. This thing is just an abomination. It is so bad. They took a transfer that was already questionable and they DNR'd it. They added weird color timing and they added a shit ton of AI to the point where
I saw
it's
that.
just
Okay,
so
So
it looked horrible. Yeah.
unrealistic looking.
Background people are like this.
James Cameron's wet
Beetlejuice
dream.
type of-
He's just like,
So-
oh, yes.
Did they use the last scan of the film that they had and run it through all this shit so they didn't? I mean, they could save a dime or two. Like,
Yeah, I think what happened is Jaws 3, its transfer was like not in the best shape because of how it was shot. You know, it was shot for 3D.
yeah,
So that had its own limitations, and the 2D version in particular looked rough. So then they put it in, you know, they try to upscale it to 4K, and then they had this AI just do stuff. Like I don't know if the link works, but I sent you guys something in the chat through StreamYard. It's a screenshot that I found that I took. And if you zoom in on the crowd in the background, it looks like something out of a fucking cursed horror movie. Like it looks like the
Hold on,
film
let me see
itself
if I
is
can-
cursed.
see if Uncle Bill can put her on here.
Legitimately, it's so bad.
I think my shit'll shut down.
I
Curse.
can zoom.
You'll get the Jaws
let's
3
see.
curse.
Get the Jaws 3 curse on here.
You'll see a lot more.
Holy
of that. I mean,
Jesus fucking Christ. He's right. Okay,
Uh-huh.
hold on. I gotta show this. 'Cause this looks like something out of like Sinister. Like when
Yes.
they're looking at the photographs and stuff.
It does.
Oh, the fucking Grudge or something. Okay. I'll see if I can blow this up big enough. Can you? I think I'm gonna have to blow it up quite a bit where we're sharing the
Yeah.
screen, but like I can see
Yeah.
it. Hold on.
Yeah.
Can you see the people's faces?
All
Yeah,
the
look at that.
detail there. It wasn't
It's
there
so
before.
bad.
It
No,
looks like
yeah.
they've all got masks on or something.
Yes. Yes.
What it looks like.
They look like that music video for Pink Floyd's The Wall, that song, the
Uh-huh.
one where,
Look
we
at
don't need
that.
no education.
Yeah,
That's what
where
it
they're
looks like.
wearing
They're
the
wearing-
actual, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
So that is terrifying because it
so-
looks like those, on those ghost shows where they're like, and then the picture turned out like this, and then their face is
Yeah.
all like messed up and distorted. That's what this looks like. Yeah.
Exactly.
Has the copies already gotten out? Like what was
Yeah.
the okay, so these are already, this isn't like a link or anything that people are watching this on. This is actually
No.
on the disc.
This is the actual disc because I have access to the actual discs, the copies
Wow.
of the disc themselves. And this is just, this is unbelievably bad. I mean, dear God.
It is universal. So
Yeah,
So-
but
wow.
I mean,
Yeah,
and of
here's
course
looking
people will
at it.
say, yeah,
You can't really tell looking at it like this, right? This is just
no,
like a
it still
wide-
looks like shit though.
Yeah.
It still looks bad.
It still looks very overprocessed.
Right.
But unfortunately, when you zoom in to any part of this, like, I don't know. Let me just do it.
It's the stuff of your nightmares. It
It
really
is. It's like horrifying.
after this, the phone will ring. We'll have 7 days.
Yeah. Well, fuck. I'm trying to get it on here. There's like 40 different ads and shit covering my shit up here.
I could only imagine
It
how
would
they
draw.
Anyway,
kept the print in storage. They probably
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
the idea, I think.
just in a fucking
Yeah, we
box
got it.
somewhere.
Appreciate the
Colors
effort.
are all
Imager, I think, is
washed
kind of
out. That's horrible.
yeah. And that's just one
Universal. I
frame.
fucking hate Universal though too. Like Jesus Christ. Like you cannot. It doesn't matter. It's not 95% of the time. It's 100% of the time. If you do a movie review and you include any part of a damn promotional trailer on it, fuck you. You're not going to monetize that shit at all. You can't.
No.
Every time. Sons of bitches.
We're not privileged enough. That's why. We're not in the select group of
most other
YouTubers
studios, though, if you're reviewing their product, Universal is the only studio that does this.
Yeah.
That I know of on a consistent, like 100% basis. If it's a Universal movie, no, you can't. And it's always been that way. But yeah, I mean, like, they're like, I remember you remember old Curly Jaws, who's still around. He's changed his gimmick. I guess that's okay to say that. Yeah. And
that's a way to say it. Yeah.
So
Kind of.
I designed him a shirt, man, an old Curly Jaws shirt. The second it was uploaded and it had the word Jaws in the title, they took it down.
Yep.
It just had the word
How
Jaws.
did they even know?
It's automated, I guess.
Man. They just know. Like that's what makes me so interested in what the hell made Severin think that they could get away with that.
Oh yeah, the
with
Cruel
that
Jaws
Cruel
thing.
Jaws stuff and all that. I mean, that's the wrong people to try to pull that.
Yeah, when it comes to that sort of thing, you don't fool with them.
I mean, they went after, that film. Remember that film Great White?
Yeah.
Like they went after that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they succeeded enough that it got taken out of theaters. And I think at the time it was actually doing surprisingly decent in terms of box office. And then Universal was like, there's only one killer shark.
No, they don't play. I'm convinced that Severin had to pay them a lot of money. I'm almost 100% convinced of that because that set that company back for a couple of years, I think. Like they weren't
Did they really? I thought they just got away with it until they didn't. They had to pay? You sure?
I think that they had to pay something. I think something happened there, man, for sure. Like I don't
Brass for ass. They had to pay.
They were one of their employees that wanted to know what we knew before that stream came up. Like they were fucking like scared,
Ooh.
So I don't know exactly what happened, but I'm almost positive they had to pay something.
It's like, don't mess with Universal or they will literally make you sleep with the fishes.
Yeah. For sure. But yeah, I mean, honestly, for me, like those Jaws sequels, like that's a weird franchise in that I just think of that first movie. I don't ever think of any of the sequels really. I've got them in that 3-pack on Blu-ray and that's good enough for me. So
I like the second film. I think it's pretty solid. You got Roy Scheider coming back. And there's a lot of elements about that are at least familiar enough to the first that I think, that it's definitely worth checking out. And I
love how cocaine fueled Jaws 3 is.
Yes.
That's with cocaine.
Yes. Yes.
I really do.
Do you think movies like that though would benefit from 4K that much though, especially Jaws 3 and 4?
Jaws 3 had a bad transfer to begin with, so it should. I don't think it should have been released in 4K. Jaws 4 apparently doesn't have the AI nonsense, and it looks better, but it's Jaws: The Revenge. Like it's still like one of the worst sequels ever.
Right? Yeah.
This shit's never been released on VHS for fuck's sake.
I'll tell you what, I would buy Jaws 4 if they had a commentary with Michael Caine and Mario Van Peebles.
Yeah.
Just those two.
It's Michael Caine shitting on the movie. I remember
it's like it's the first time I've ever seen it.
Mario with or without the accent?
Well,
that would be the only way I would buy it is if the Jamaican accent was like present all the way through it.
Yeah.
Jaws 3 and 4 though, like I mean, any Jaws movie to me benefits from any kind of upgrade because it's always filmed, that it's always outside, outdoors, like. And when you got anything like that, that's majority of the film, then it can benefit from that. But like the fact that Jaws 4, especially, was such a low budget movie. Maybe not so much.
Yeah, you get to see Michael Caine's shirt go from being drip dry in one, soaking wet in one scene and then drip dry the next. Or maybe you could hear the shark roar at Atmos. That'd be great.
God, the shark roar.
Real quick though, before I lose track of this, Justin Smith says WWE and Nintendo are still the copyright takedown kings. Dude, there was a live stream that we did with Garrett where he played some kind of like WWE promo from back in the day, like random that we'd never seen before.
I remember that.
And we got flagged for it immediately. It was like an episode of All American Wrestling from like 1991.
Dang.
It had the episode number and everything in it. So they've got this shit like all ready to rock and roll. If you ever put anything like that up, you're screwed.
You're getting a choke slam.
Yeah. No, I think it wasn't a strike. It was a claim, I think. I think we could have left it up, but it wasn't that important, I don't guess. Got a $5 super chat here from Motionless Zombie. Hey, fellas, Home Depot put up a video of the upcoming Halloween animatronics, and they have a 3-foot animatronic Chucky for $200. It looks awesome. Cool.
I saw that earlier today. I was thinking about getting, and the only problem is all the dialogue is from the worst movie, Seed of Chucky, and I'm like,
oh,
they could have picked any other movie but that one.
What?
Yeah, it is.
It's from Seed of Chucky.
Well, it's Universal again, right? Isn't that Universal?
Yeah.
Yeah, Universal's got Bride of Chucky too, though. They could at least done that.
Actually, I think Seed might be like, is that Rogue Pictures or one of those? I think.
But it was also, but Universal was also a co-distributor.
Oh, they were just okay.
If you look at all that Halloween stuff that they're like,
I don't know, somebody at the door. I'm not answering it.
Go away.
It's Universal.
All the Halloween stuff that's out there in Spirit Halloween's from Halloween 2, technically. That's a Universal as well. And so I'll give them credit. I mean, they market the hell out of this shit.
I noticed a lot of stuff with Halloween in particular. You know, they did a lot of Curse of Michael Myers merchandise, like shirts and hats and everything.
Yeah, they did have a couple
easier
of those.
to get the rights.
Yeah, I'm not sure who owns. I'm not sure who owns that now. Really, maybe it's Paramount or something.
It's like the only Pinhead shirts or stuff I was able to find, you know, that was sold like at Hot Topic or Spencer's, you know, in the past. It was all Hellraiser 4.
There's
Hellraiser Inferno stuff. You're like, Hellraiser Inferno.
Walmart has a really cool Halloween shirt again this year. I saw somebody post it online. I haven't seen it yet, but they do a new Halloween shirt every year.
I didn't even know.
I was gonna say, I don't know about anybody else, but like, I don't give a fuck about Halloween or in terms of like merchandise anymore, like Chucky and Halloween and stuff like that. Like, man, like,
well, I mean, when it comes to me and Halloween merchandise, I want the illegal shit where just people in like Taiwan are making money on it, like like this little thing.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that.
I got that for free from my buddies in Sichuan, China.
I literally think that Spirit of Halloween has burned me out on all this shit, man. Like,
yeah.
I just can't.
Were you buying a lot of that stuff, or you were?
For a brief period of time, for a couple of years there, like we would go like every year because it was new. Like they just got those licenses and everything, and like they would put. But now it's like they keep putting out every year the same like 3 or 4, and they'll add maybe one new license and put out the same 3 or 4 different, you know, franchises. And I'm just like, I don't think I give a fuck anymore, Spirit of Halloween. I think that you've burnt me out. Like, I mean, I can't. Friday 13th, Halloween, Chucky. It's just, and Trick or Treat. Like, I love Trick or Treat to death, but my God, they have just
Trick or Treat,
beat
some
you
bitch
over the head with that movie now. Yeah.
I think that at this point, they have to make a sequel to it before anybody will have any interest.
I'm really surprised they haven't, because that particular film and Sam has really rose in popularity. even with younger audiences too.
Mhm.
So I'm surprised Universal hasn't taken advantage of that. I was surprised Home Depot was doing, like, I didn't even know Home Depot was making animatronic or releasing animatronics.
I mean, I think that became a big deal though, because wasn't that
Yeah.
giant
There's
skeleton
Leatherface or
boxer?
something at Lowe's last year. I remember that.
And then Lowe's got into it. Yeah, Home Depot. What's another company?
It's becoming big business now. I think they see the value in just selling all that kind of stuff.
Somebody's asking about my
So
Teemu
when's-
Myers mask. I still have it. It's still in good shape. Dude, let me tell you all this. Now, I'm old enough to remember when a mask not even this good at Spencer's was like fucking $60 in 1990.
Yeah.
So this, to me, for $8.99 or whatever the hell this is, that's not a horrible mask. I mean, come on. I mean, it could definitely be better.
It's better than the one in Part 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Better than all the H2O masks. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
it looks like the H-Show mask.
Yeah, it looks like the H2O mask to me.
If you actually
Which
took
one?
like a brown marker and did the eyebrows, it would look like Part 4, I think, quite a bit.
Okay.
It had to be bigger though. The face like wider somehow or another. And then you could narrow it down and be the bird mask from Part 5.
But let me tell you something. When you get a latex mask from Teemu, open it outside because that son of a
Yes.
bitch stinks.
It's untelling what that's been
You're-
preserved with.
You won't get that smell off of your hands. You can wash your hands 5 times and still smell that shit on your hands.
You gonna
It's all that noxious. Yeah. It's all those noxious chemicals because they made it at Access Chemicals over there in Gotham City.
Mhm.
Yeah, they had those little Filipino kids making it or whatever they.
For
Mark-
$9, I guess that's how they afforded it.
Yeah, yeah.
Pay them
Teemu-
30 cents to $1.
I've heard bad things about Teemu, but man, that site's fucking addictive. I can go on there and just look at shit and add stuff to my cart and check out with stuff every week if I wanted to.
Ain't nothing wrong with Teemu.
Yeah,
Teemu
spend some
Mania,
money.
brother. Like Trump Mania. It's running wild.
I think they're selling people's data, but I mean every place pretty much sells your data at this point.
Right.
Yeah. I just got an email from AT&T. It's like, we, our bad. From like May to July, we've sold like a bunch of your phone numbers and shit. And I'm just like, that sounds
Dude.
about right.
I don't know how I got on the Biden mailing list, but you talk about fucking annoying. 10
no.
emails a day. 10 a day.
Jesus Christ.
It's insane.
You
I
got to
think
just
he
go
knows he's in
vote for him
trouble.
now, and then he'll leave you alone.
No, he'll send me 20 emails a day. Mark, what's
Yeah.
going on with you, man?
Nothing much at all.
I just
You
called
got
him
him?
out.
You got, I'm
What's
calling you
your
out,
deal,
Mark, brother. Have you bought anything from Germany lately?
Oh man, yeah, actually,
Oh.
you should see the piles of
I
stuff
knew
that
it.
I got over here.
Oh
I
shit!
got a ton of stuff. Actually, the closest thing that I can grab. This is Rambo's favorite movie right here. So, and I forgot
really?
that Michael Gross is in this, and I'm probably gonna get him to sign it when I go to the convention in about a week and a half. Hold on, let me move the mic because it's a big set.
Oh God.
Oh, full size.
Really? Are you kidding me? What?
Off stage.
What the hell?
You gonna
What?
get with the zero?
That's right. Cool as ice. Hold on, let me show.
Garrett's going to be
I was
extremely
wondering
jealous.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I was wondering when he said my favorite film for fuck Vanilla Ice. Jesus.
You seriously
That
sent a
motherfucker.
picture of that to Garrett. and he
Who
was
in the
like,
hell did a big
like-
box set for Cool Eyes?
It's thin like a vinyl, but yeah, it's this is Turbine. Turbine does a lot of
Oh, yeah.
releases. Maybe not.
Does it come with a
Someone just-
record?
I still think that they should have done that for Trick or Treat, man.
Yeah, that would have been
Oh,
sweet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, if Don May's there at the show, he was there last year. If he's there this time, I'll ask him.
Show it to him.
There's a chance.
Be like, hey,
oh yeah,
man.
I definitely will. I know
Because he's a mark for Laserdisc anyway. Like
Oh, really? Okay.
when Synapse first started, they did Laserdisc. They did a couple Laserdiscs, I think. And he's always like he was a big collector of, and he had said that they had actually looked into doing new Laserdiscs, but there's no replicators at all left.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's impossible.
Better drop that 0 mark and get with the hero.
No, Matt, you were asking about. No, it's like so. It's the 32nd anniversary edition, limited to 500 units. It's
32nd anniversary.
It's a big year.
Yeah.
Once a movie hits 32, I mean, you gotta go all out.
It's got a ton of features and new interviews and stuff, poster, all sorts of shit in here. That's 4 discs.
Indeed, shit. A lot of shit.
I should have got you one of these, Rambo, but I know you break it. So.
Mark, let me ask you
I'll
this.
break it on camera.
I know you
fucking
would.
break that shit.
He would have fucking like Ray Jackson broke it over his head. Blood sport.
For you.
Mark, do you have any editions of Fright Night 2 on Blu-ray, like the Spanish edition? Or
I have the media book limited edition. I think you got that as well, right, Mike?
Yeah, I have that as well. I sent the DVD copy to Matt a while back, but yeah, I still have the Blu-ray copy of it.
I sold my DVD to Metal Man probably 15 years ago for like $85. And I don't have it, so I was thinking about maybe getting like one of the foreign Blu-rays. But is it actually worth picking up? I mean, or is it pretty much just like a DVD?
That edition specifically, I'm not sure if it's still in print anymore because
It's
it was
not.
limited. Okay. It doesn't look bad though.
No,
It looks good to me. I think it's a solid Blu-ray. I'm not sure what like the print source is or anything.
I don't think
It
it's
looks good.
technically a bootleg. I think it was like officially released through like a certain studio. I think isn't there like a Sony logo or something on that one?
There's something like that on that.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a bootleg.
What is that
Well, I
one
mean-
company? Is it Cinemuseum that keeps threatening to put out Fright Night 2 and they never do?
Yeah.
I'm told that that's not happening again.
So yeah, I think at this point, like we would just buy like Fright Night 2 because it's never going to come out.
Well, they had even said that Fright Night 2 was going to be sourced from a 35mm print anyway.
Yeah.
Like that's what they announced that.
The
so.
original DVD released by Artisan was crap too. I think they just put a VHS rip on there. I swear to God, like it's just bad, like really poor quality.
I still have that DVD. I haven't watched it in like probably 20 years. So you might be right. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not really regretting selling it because I do remember it looking really bad. I think it's like you were saying, like full frame.
Yes.
And it's really crappy quality. But yeah, that's one that, I mean, Felcher, we was talking to him about that, and he seems to think that that's just not going to happen. I mean, it's never going to come out.
Damn
for whatever
Menendez
reason.
brothers.
Yeah, or whatever the hell the deal is with that. I don't know. Uncle Bill, what do you got? Buddy, I'm calling you out now.
That's fine. Call
Nick
me.
Palumbo loving motherfucker, you.
I do love me some Palumbo.
We're going to get to the bottom of Nick Palumbo.
That's going to be
at some
that
point.
should be a next tragedies in town.
The rise and fall,
the rise and fall of Palumbo.
Did he ever rise that much though?
No, the slight elevation and fall of Palumbo. Okay, so I went and watched Long Legs at the theater.
Oh.
And I don't know how many people have seen this movie. I don't want to talk
haven't
about
seen
the
it yet.
movie.
I saw.
I don't want to talk about the movie because, like, I'm not
Oh,
going to give
man.
away anything or anything like that. But the more I think about that movie, the more I like it. Like, I came out of that movie and I was like, I was literally like, I don't even know how the fuck I would even talk about this movie. Like, if I was trying to explain it to somebody, like, I would just have no idea. But like, the more I think about it, the more I like it. But that's not the question. That's not the thing. The question is, so that's Oz Perkins. And there seems to be like quite a few of like new directors that are coming up that are actually making like really good horror films here in the last couple of years. Anyway, I could name like 10 of them probably off the top of my head, but who's your guy? Like, gun to your head, like you have to pick like a new horror film director that's like made something that you actually enjoy Who do you pick?
Flanagan, I guess.
Flanagan's good.
I'd say Flanagan.
Pull the trigger.
Pull the trigger.
I saw It Follows in the theater, and I thought it was great. So David Robert Mitchell is definitely up there for me.
He's not done a damn thing though, has he? Like,
I know, which
what
sucks.
the hell?
He did
love
another
to see him
movie after that, but nobody talks about it. I thought it was good. It's not necessarily a horror movie, but
Yeah, they say they're going to make the sequel or whatever it
Yeah.
follows. So that'd be cool. Yeah, I like that one a lot too.
Great 4K by Second Sight, by the way.
Robert Eggers, maybe. He's pretty good. I think he's had a good track record overall. I mean, I don't know about the new Nosferatu movie. The fucking Nosferatu looks more like Stardust in it. That's what I was thinking. I was like, fuck, he looks just like Cody Rhodes of Stardust. What? That's not scary at all.
Yeah, I'm not real impressed with that trailer or anything so far. Yeah, all those are good though. I think I love Robert Eggers. I love Flanagan. I love It Follows.
I think Ari Aster is overrated.
I think that Hereditary and Midsummer I like a lot, but everything else, you know.
I think he's a little bit too fucking artsy for his own good at this point. Like he's just they gave him enough rope to hang himself. So to speak.
He forgot these movies are supposed to be entertaining too.
Yep.
With Beau is Afraid, he should have just went to therapy instead of making that movie. That's really what that should have been.
I've never seen
That's
it.
what he
I don't
should have
have
done.
any interest in watching that movie. Ty West, somebody brought up too with
Yeah.
Well, he's been around for a while though.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
true.
he's more
He
so
is
hit his
newer.
stride
I
in
mean,
the last 10
yeah.
years, I guess.
He's got too much of a hard on of making stuff look like it's old too. Like he does that a lot. Like I think whenever he's doing his next project, he needs to stray away from that and do something totally different because he's getting pigeonholed in that shit.
Did you see Maxine, CK?
No, I've actually got an advanced digital copy of it.
Yeah.
I have not checked it
Fancy
out.
smancy.
Yep.
Yeah. It was not the best of quality, so I might be waiting a little bit longer, but I've heard I've heard people say it was good and everything, but it doesn't sound like to me that people were blown away with it.
I've heard that people are conflicted on it in terms of it having too many things going on at once in terms of the plot. And I've also heard some people not liking the ending. But that's just from what I've heard.
Well, here's the thing, though. I can totally 100% see people not liking Longlegs either. Like, I could see a bunch of people that I know going into that movie and being like,
that's such a slow burn, though. That's probably more so why. I think the subject matter, the horror fans would definitely dig it, I think, but it's such a slow burn. Like, I mean,
well, I mean, here's the thing. It depends on what kind of horror fans, because like the people that were in the theater with us when we watched it, when they left, it was just kind of like, man, it's like the theater had been bombed and everybody was just kind of walking out like they didn't know what had just happened or anything, just kind of dazed. So,
well, it's that ending though that
I just don't think I don't think movies like that are really enjoyed that much by mainstream. The people that would love like the Scream franchise movies or fucking shit like that, like I just don't think that they enjoy things like Longlegs. But for somebody like me that thinks he's seen it all anyway, like Longlegs is one of those movies that's like a breath of fresh air, really. And I think the same for like Brandon Cronenberg's stuff too. Like that stuff is just so far out there.
Infinity Pool, man, I fucking love that.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, what a mind fuck of a movie.
I still need to see that one. I saw Possessor and I was just kind of on it. So
yeah, I was the same way. I didn't really care too much for Possessor, but I liked the Infinity Pool like a lot more. And I've heard some people say the exact opposite, that they like Possessor.
I like them both.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I mean, they're two completely different movies, really. But yeah,
I would say one director. She, I think, is it a she? I don't remember if it's. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head. But it's the director of Revenge, which I thought was a really good rape revenge movie.
Yeah,
and that came out fairly recently. They're doing a new film called The Substance with Demi Moore and Dennis Quaid, and it's like a body horror movie, and the trailer looks trippy as hell. So I'm curious about that.
I'll tell you, somebody else that's been quiet for a while too is Edgar Wright. He hasn't done anything in about 3
They
or
probably
4
won't let him
years.
do anything after that movie that last
Yeah.
movie bombed.
Dude,
Yeah.
like that was just I think it was a timing thing with that
Mhm.
movie. Like it was, we were still pretty knee deep in COVID. What year was that? Like 2020, 2021?
I can't even remember now.
And man, like that's one of his best movies, in my opinion. Maybe the best movie.
Which
I
one
couldn't-
was
yeah.
that, by the way?
Last Night in Soho.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like that a lot. Edgar Wright did a really good job with that. Visually, that film.
I
is
like all of
just
his stuff too.
splendid.
It's not like, but I was just really taken back by that one. I was kind of shocked how much I liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's kind of the genius when it comes to cinematography and things like that. Like he's one of the best in pulling together a movie like that.
And he was great in making that period music work
Yes.
perfectly. And I mean, it just flowed with that movie. And the score, like it had almost like a giallo top
Yeah.
score to it too.
Mhm.
Somebody mentioned this, and I'd forgot about this guy. I don't know how, but the Damien Rugna or however you pronounce the guy's name, the Spanish director, Terrified,
Ro-
and
You got to roll
Medieval
your
Arts.
R's. I can't do that.
Yeah,
Roll the R, but I'm from Eastern Kentucky.
we're not rolling the R. I guarantee.
I
you.
can't.
You're
I
lucky.
can't roll any R's either.
He's Argentine. We've actually talked to him numerous times, but he's an eclectic dude. We're going to maybe eventually get him for an interview, but he's Argentinian and he doesn't speak the best English. But
Edgar
Art-
Wright's doing the Running Man remake. That's right.
Oh
That's
yeah.
where he's at.
Oh no. Oh.
I forgot.
Is he gonna get Schwarzenegger back?
no, I don't think.
The Sub-Zero, not Blind Zero.
Are they
You would
actually
take the
filming that,
remake?
or is that just kind of a rumor right now?
I'm gonna take that Running Man remake
This-
and I'm
this
gonna
is gonna
uplink
film
your
this fall.
ass and you'll be underground.
They say it's going to film this fall.
Hey,
They already
Christmas
cast
tree, come here.
I love that.
that one.
Hey, light bulb. Hey, Christmas tree Ed.
That fucking movie. I don't give a damn what anybody says. That movie's one of the most quotable movies ever. People talk about it not being like on par with his other stuff, but it totally is.
Honestly, Stephen King's short story is not anywhere near as good as the actual movie to me. I'm sorry. I don't want to see an adaptation of Stephen King's original story. That's just me personally.
You don't see it.
Yeah, Stephen King.
Edgar Wright's
wants
doing
it.
it.
Even though
Fuck
Lawnmower
Stephen
Man's
King.
like not the best
Fuck his
movie,
shiny movie.
the short story
God,
for that is
that-
not great either.
That
Like,
short
I don't-
story is
It's not
bad
good.
shit insane and so awful.
I'd rather watch
It's-
the movie.
It's about a guy who is I think he's like butt ass naked and he eats grass. Like that's an actual part of that short story.
That's what
That's
we
who's
do
a
around here.
lawnmower man.
That's the majority of our entertainment around here is being butt ass naked eating grass.
I mean,
That's
it
how we
is-
mow the
Yeah,
lawn.
and go to Walmart. That's pretty much
Yeah.
that's what we do.
Is it? Is it really?
Yeah. Walmart, buddy. Walmart's a national institution around here. Don't you dare badmouth Walmart.
You should go look up the website people of
I go to
Walmart.
Walmart all the time. I know how much of an institution it is.
No, it's the big.
There's some
There's
funky,
nothing left.
there's some funky people there, just like
Yes.
pulling their kids around. Get over here, like what the fuck?
I saw a photo where one woman, she literally had her son handcuffed to the cart. Like not a
That's a
leash,
good
not
idea.
a kid leash.
actually.
That's a great idea.
You little son of a bitch.
Well, that's the way to do it, I guess.
Dude, let me tell you how the setup here in Eastern Kentucky is with the Walmart in Prestonsburg. You can go and have the weekend, stay at the Super 8 motel. You've got the Walmart right here, McDonald's, Big Lots. When people go on vacation, that's where they go in Uncle Bill, that Super 8 in Prestonsburg, so they can hang out at Walmart
Mm-hmm.
and Big Lots and McDonald's and everything. First of
Yep.
the month, that's where they all go and stay.
Hang out all day and night, and not go to bed because you're on, meth. But still,
Woo, woo doggies.
I can't go to bed. Shit. 3 or 4 days.
Do they still sell movies at Big Lots? Because we don't have Big Lots.
Yeah,
left. I
they
know
do.
you guys
They-
used to
they
go to
do.
Big
They
Lots.
do.
They have 4K stuff sometimes. The one down here.
Yeah, but it's like the Hellboy remake.
Yeah, they have random ones that are like that one and nothing else. Like 5
Yeah.
or 6 copies.
I bought Disorganized Crime from Big
I love
Lots.
that movie.
That's
though,
the most
to be
recent
honest.
purchase that I got from over there for like $3.99 or something.
I
Is that
think
the milk
Predminator was
one?
one of them. He was one of the requests. So yeah, OCP is on the panel tonight,
Hey there,
boss.
Fred.
What's up, Fred?
Yeah, in terms
We
of
had to
stuff
pay him
like
with Mark's cocaine money. Mark had to make more cocaine to pay Mike to be here.
I got one thing. I got this. I got the Rocky 4K set from
nice.
eBay.
Cool.
So
Very cool.
it's definitely it has the off gassing, but I already took care of that the best I could.
Degreased it.
Yeah.
Did you swab it down?
Dude, like for me,
With a
I haven't
chamois.
watched. My wife's just not into that sort of thing, so I haven't watched the movies in a long time. But it was a tradition for years. Like I would watch the first 2 or 3 Rocky movies around Thanksgiving every year. Like I don't know why, but that was always. I like
Well, one
all
of them
those-
had a turkey, didn't it?
I get.
Yeah,
Like,
there was a
they-
turkey in one of the films, and then like I think Paulie like threw it out the window or something.
Right,
Oh
he
yeah,
gets
they
pissed
were having
off and-
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And I think some of it's set around Christmas time too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was.
Hmm.
I haven't done that in a while. I might do that this year. Because I
My-
love all those movies. I even love
Yeah.
Part 5.
I've tried to get into that. It just you got
The
the
only-
really bad out of place rap soundtrack. You know, rest in peace, Sage Stallone, but like that kid was so annoying in that movie. And then you got the whole plot with Stallone. Rocky lost all his money because he made Paulie his accountant for some dumb reason.
Ollie
But-
again, it dumbass.
But at the end of the movie, it does have my favorite scene possibly in any
Uh-huh.
Rocky movie, where it's like he's having the flashback or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and it's Mick, and he's like,
Yeah,
"I didn't hear no bell, kid. Get up, you son of a bitch."
that was
Mickey
awesome.
loves
Mickey loves you.
Yeah.
You know, I actually think I saw that in the theater when I was a kid. That might be why I kind of like it too.
Yeah.
And the whole like
Okay.
you knock him down, why don't you not try and knock me down? Like, you know,
Yeah.
and even like the whole thing with him being all brain damaged. And like it just felt like we're trying to remake the first movie, but not as good.
Well, and the street fight thing at the
Yeah.
end. Even when I was a kid, I thought
Hey.
that was kind of weak. Like they shouldn't have done
yeah.
that.
Yeah, and Tommy Gunn is not a good overall fucking villain, really.
I
Not a
think
good
that he
actor
would.
either. It's a Tommy.
I mean, he
Morrison.
wasn't the best actor, but I think that the setup was pretty good for him turning
Yeah.
on Rocky or whatever. But
Mhm.
just the way they followed through with it was not the best.
My personal favorite
Probably-
Rocky films are 3 and 4. That's me.
I love 3 because of Mr. T and just the
4
whole,
is
like-
just like a gigantic montage the entire movie.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
4's
love every
great.
minute of it.
Yeah, 4's great. 3 is great. I mean, they're all great up to 4, right? Up to 5, sorry. But like Mr. T, like when he's standing on the steps or whatever, and he's like, "Hey, woman, hey,
Yeah.
woman, you want a real man?"
Yeah, Mr. T was a good heel
That's,
for sure.
that's some of the best stuff ever.
Was
I
that the
love the-
first? Was that the first thing that Mr. T was ever in?
Mm,
Where did they
I
get
don't know
him,
for
man?
sure.
Like it was before A-Team, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
it was,
it was.
81, 82, whatever year that came out.
82.
Maybe it was. Maybe that was his big breakout role. I don't know.
What was that one Mr. T movie that we watched that I think Jared brought it? Do you remember this, Uncle Bill? Like years
He
and
said
years
Jared?
ago. No. Wasn't it
Oh.
called like Toughest Man in the World or something like that?
Oh yeah, there's one called Toughest Man in the World that he was in.
It's
he
like-
also
It's hokey as shit, man.
Yeah.
Like whatever one it was, like that'd be a perfect Vinegar Syndrome 4K.
he did
It's so
he did,
goofy.
he did a TV show called TNT, and there was the pilot for that was released on VHS as Straight Line, and yeah, that was pretty bad. I wasn't really into that. It was pretty boring. But yeah, Rocky 3, I
That's
love
where-
the end fight. That's one of my favorite fights.
Cool.
Is that show the one where he's like a lawyer
Yeah,
or something?
yeah,
God.
or something like that.
He's
Yeah,
a fucking lawyer.
Yeah, that's believable.
No wonder.
Still got all the gold chains on.
Hey, prosecutor, what are you doing? I pity you trying to take his case on with me. No, I don't think that would have worked out.
yeah. I just love the strategy in Rocky 3, and also the idea of Rocky working with Apollo and Apollo training him. It was just there's just a lot of things about Rocky 3 that I really love. I think it's the most exciting, thrilling fight out of all of the films as well. But Rocky 4 is just a lot of fun. I love that soundtrack, Vince DiCola, and various other artists. And the director's cut can suck it. That sucks. I no, thank you. There's a director's cut of Rocky Balboa too. I'm probably sure it's probably gonna be pretty bad as well. Considering the Rocky 4 director's cut is so bad.
I'm curious though, like, what do y'all think about Stallone? Just in general.
As an actor,
No, not as an actor, just as a person.
This is general as a person.
Yeah. Because I watched his documentary, that he recently came out with and everything. And he's put up a lot of stuff on like Instagram where he's like, back when I can't do a Stallone, but he's like, back when I was a kid, we used to beat the shit out of each other with real gloves and all this stuff. And everybody's days turned into big old pusses and yada, yada, yada. So I don't know. I mean, I like his movies. I'm not so sure that I'm a huge fan of the guy.
I mean, he's charging like $500 or more for people to like, do meet and greets and, charging all this exorbitant amount of money to show up at an event that he's there speaking. So you can,
Well, what it is
lucky to have a
he's
Q&A with them.
He's probably got an outrageous appearance fee, and then these promoters are like, well, hell, we're going to have to charge so much, which as much as these people are charging at conventions. I went to that Live and Dead weekend last month in Pittsburgh. I'm not shitting you, man. There were extra people from Dawn of the Dead, background people that weren't even ever focused on screen. $40 an autograph, man.
Buddy, it's worth it.
What sense does that shit make? These people, like, they've got photos of them from Dawn of the Dead and shit, and I literally don't remember them at all.
Yeah, you're probably like, who the fuck is that guy?
What was, where was that at?
Zombie number 6 from like the pool scene or something.
And you've got Robert Englund is charging close to $200 now, I think.
That's what I was thinking. I was wondering if Robert was charging like super premium prices.
It's pretty close. Yeah. Last time I met him, like it was pretty high. It was around like 160-ish.
Dang.
Yeah.
I think
Peter Weller was 80. So.
I think the Hulkster's like $200 or $300 too.
God, I'd rather take out that $200, $300 and burn it right in front of him.
You can
That guy, man, the more shit that comes out about Hogan, you've got to admit it too. Even you, like, I know we're both marks.
No, I know, brother. I'm a maniac from the end to the end of time.
That comes out about Hogan. It's just like he is not a good dude.
No,
he's full of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
He was in Metallica. Remember, he was one of the original members of Metallica.
Yeah, he was on Kill 'Em All. I remember that whole thing. Where
he did half of the songs on there. The bass on those.
Remember that? That would be fucking hilarious if he really was in Metallica for a period. There's like pictures of it. Him playing bass. Oh.
I remember this too. Jackson Jack, he's mentioned when Robert Englund did the Freddy makeup for $400.
Damn.
And yeah, it was just the makeup. He didn't have the hat or the sweater or anything on. Like, I don't know if that was some sort of legal thing why he didn't do that, but I would be I wouldn't have paid that anyway, but imagine paying that. And he's got like the t-shirt from the damn convention on or something, dude.
That would be so awkward. Like, really?
Put a Cosby sweater on.
He would go.
Like, do you want pudding pop?
One of the big things, though, that we were going to talk about tonight, the future of the Friday the 13th franchise. Now, me and Uncle Bill kind of talked about this a little bit on the MWO show on Patreon. where they fired Brad Fuller, which I think is a pretty good move. If you got that guy's filmography pulled up, the stuff that he's worked on, it's like he's got the Midas touch, but it's shit pretty much. Everything that he touches.
Well,
But-
I mean, we talked about it and pulled up his filmography on the last show, and it's like he did the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, he did the Texas Chainsaw Massacre prequels, he did
The beginning, yeah.
he did the beginning, he did like just think of any horrible
Platinum Dune
horror
stuff.
remake,
Mhm.
like any
Did he-
bad remake you can think of from the 2000s, the mid 2000s to the late 2000s. He did. Friday the
He did the
13th remake.
Hitcher.
He did the Hitcher remake. Yep.
Oh, so we did the Bitcher. Great.
Yep.
Yeah, I think a couple of successes. The Friday the 13th remake was a success he was a part of. That Hannibal TV show, which that's what his main credit is in this.
I mean, I doubt he was really like the most integral part of the success of that show, judging by his filmography.
Right. I mean, the track record is not the best, but
No.
I mean, that kind of leaves the series. Originally, it was going to be on Peacock, the Crystal Lake show. And we're coming up on what? Oh, it's been over 15 years since anything Friday the 13th has been out. And it's kind of bizarre, man, really. I mean, all these other franchises are continuing on. I don't know how many Texas Chainsaw movies, Halloween movies, and all that have been made.
Children
in
of the
that period of
Corn,
time.
Leprechaun. Like you've had the Leprechaun remake and another Leprechaun movie since that point. You've had the Children of the Corn. What was it? There
They're
was
never
another
gonna quit
sequel,
making
and
Children
then
of
there
the
was
Corn.
another remake.
I don't know why they continue to make Children of the
I don't
Corn
know either.
movies. What's their motivation there?
They rebooted it like 2 or 3
There's
times.
there's got to be a reason. I mean, do they do really well on digital or something, or what?
Tax
People
write-off.
download 'em?
Money laundering.
I don't know.
Passion project. for
'Cause really,
someone. They're like,
If you look at it, even the first Children of the Corn movie is really not that good, and it
No.
really didn't even do that well.
The third one, I
Hey,
would
Frank.
say, is the best one that I've seen. And then, but even it's not great.
Is it better than Fields of Terror?
Oh, yeah.
I always liked part 2. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous, but that's why I love it.
Directed by the guy who did the equally as ridiculous Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde with Tim Daly and Sean Young.
Yep.
Where's the 4K of that, Vinegar Syndrome? It sounds like right up your alley.
it's coming.
Wasn't Jeremy
working on it.
Piven in that too?
Yes. Yes.
It's only one Jeremy Piven movie that I ever want to see come out on anything.
Judgment.
And that, two
PCU?
Jeremy Piven movies. PCU. That's the one I want to see. Well, that's
People were too damn
So-
sensitive, Uncle Bill, for that movie to get released on Blu-ray.
Cracker. What the fuck? That's true.
So
Excuse
what
me.
is?
Can you blow
I
me?
don't
with a
even, so
Pampers
what
in?
is the current thing for Friday 13th legal wise?
I can't even think. Hold on. This chat.
I
can't
put
even-
Yeah, I see that.
I
What's
can't even
going
ban
on?
this guy because I can't quit laughing.
do we ban the right
Ban
guy?
the wrong guy, motherfucker.
Oh, hang on, can we fix that?
Yeah, I hope so. Hold on. I'm just gonna listen, Eric. We don't appreciate that kind of phobia in here.
You can't say stuff like that anymore,
This
brother.
This is 2024, so you're gonna have to be put in timeout like a little kid. I'm gonna put you in timeout until you can come back and act right.
Disheveled by Dawn. Let me unban him. I don't think I can do it on here.
So with Matt, you were talking about the rights issues. I think they got cleared up, but it's still like complicated because of the whole thing with the co-writer of the first movie. So I think they can't call it Friday the 13th, but they can, do something with Jason. So there's like some, so it's making everything all kind of wonky in terms of what they can do and what they can't, which is I think why the the TV series that A24 was going to do called Crystal Lake, which, by the way, I thought that was a bad idea from the start. A24 is just the wrong company to be handling this property. And I just don't care about a Friday the 13th prequel. I don't care about young Jason. I don't care about, Bates Motel Friday the 13th version. I don't care about that. That doesn't interest me at all.
You don't want to see Jason back when he was
Voorhees.
Yeah.
Slay Mrs. Voorhees sleeping with all the camp counselors.
No.
Jason back when he was like finger painting and shit. You don't want to see that?
No.
It's hard to believe.
Well, that'll make you appreciate that. I mean, it gives you the origin of it, right? It makes it even more scary.
His parents are
rednecks.
So does he have
scary.
Shut up, bitch. I'm
Is he
not
gonna
busting up.
Is this kid going to have hair like in part 8, or is he going to be bald like part 1?
It might change from episode to episode.
He'll have hair in one episode, then he'll not have hair. He'll look, deformed, but still kind of normal in one episode, but then he'll look like a melted Cabbage Patch Kid in another, like at part 8.
Yep. Have y'all ever really liked any? Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
No, I was just saying, what story would that really entail? A Crystal Lake TV show that would be an ongoing story that's more than, I don't know, 4 or 5 episodes. Like, what story would that actually be? Just one round camp, like a evil version of Meatballs? Like, what? I don't know what story it would be for a show.
I mean, you'd have to set it at the campground, establish a bunch of characters that nobody really cares about, and the only one you would know would be Pamela Voorhees. I guess you could introduce Jason's father, but how interesting is that really? I mean, does anybody, and this is for the chat too, does anybody even care about Friday the 13th anymore, at least in terms of something new coming out? I've kind of had my fill. I love Friday the 13th. It's probably my favorite slasher franchise, but I don't know if I need anything else. I'm content with the movies I have, I guess.
To me, the thing about it is, like Terrifier is Friday the 13th now. Like,
okay.
Terrifier took over the place of like Friday the 13th to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
It's like they're doing the same thing with that character.
This is my stepdad.
I can't find Disheveled on the banned list. I don't know if he's banned on here or not, but send me a message, man. I can't find him.
Oh, no.
I see Cool Duder's mother on here about 5 times.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
So with Friday the 13th, it's, in my opinion, I kind of look at it as a popcorn horror franchise. It's fun, enjoyable. A lot of it really has to do with, a decent cast of characters that have personality and charisma and some semblance of charm, and, Jason, and some imaginative or at least fun kills, quick pace. I think there is a place for, another slasher or another Friday the 13th film like that, but I think you have to change the setting. Like, it can't just be in the campgrounds again. Like, or if it's going to be there, like, change, it's not in the summer. Like, initially, Platinum Dunes and New Line, I think what they wanted to do with the sequel to Friday the 13th, the remake, was to have it take place in the winter. And I know there has been like a fan film that did that, but I would love to see a major studio film with some decent money that did something like that.
But would they get it right, though, is the problem. Most of the time, it's like, it's kind of like Friday the 13th is too big in a way. Like any of this stuff that they do, Nightmare, Halloween, look at those last movies. These franchises are almost too big for their own good because they think that like they just overdo everything and they sort of miss the point of what made them special to begin with. So I think that a lot of the newer stuff that we do get, I guess you could count Terrifier, stuff like that. Those don't seem to miss the point. I think those guys kind of get it, but if it's like a super corporate mainstream thing, they're gonna fuck it up. I just don't have any faith anymore in these guys.
No, well, that's the thing too, because you can't make a movie like you can't make a Friday the 13th movie like you need to be able to make it under that kind of system, right? Or you can't, especially not like a TV show or anything. You just can't. It won't be any good. It'll be like you know what I'm thinking. It'll be all the things you hate about how they make movies and TV shows today will be in that shit, and like all the things we like about that will not be in it. So it's just,
Charlize Theron was supposed to be Pamela Voorhees.
Interesting.
yeah, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, see, like I don't know how I feel about.
Do you
that. I
remember
like
Charlize when
but-
she was talking about the Die Hard remake that she positioned at one point that she was gonna she should star in?
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what. Honestly, do we need Friday the 13th? Like, if you have something like Terrifier, Terrifier is doing the same exact fucking thing. Like, it's just graphic death scenes,
Right? Yeah.
and a killer that's notable. It's like, why do you need? That's like the new version of that. You don't need.
He's back, boys. He's back.
I
I
mean,
don't think,
I
he was
kinda-
banned. Go ahead.
despite
Sorry.
its flaws, I kind of liked In a Violent Nature.
Mm-hmm.
The ending was stupid. It was too damn, but
I still need
I
to
actually
see it.
liked In a Violent Nature. Oh, Mark, come on, okay, Mark. What is it?
Mark, shit.
Every character is fucking deaf in that movie. When what's the killer's name? Johnny, might as well be fucking Jason. When Johnny's
Do for
walking
Johnny.
up, his footsteps are like the fucking T-Rex in Jurassic Park. It's so loud. Nobody hears him walking up. Every character makes a lot of dumb decisions. I get it. It's a slasher flick.
He's in stealth mode.
It's just
It's like a video.
They're barely
game.
in
So
it, Mark. They're like in the background.
So is he
Yeah.
breathing really loudly like the breather in Student Bodies? too?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
When did they start having? Is it the fan movie they're doing now, where Jason, like when he steps, it sounds like a fucking dinosaur or something?
Sounds like a
Like-
T-Rex.
that's what I'm telling you. Like, Matt, come on.
Sounds like
You mean to
What?
tell me not one character heard that guy walk up, and every time somebody gets killed, they're like, "Where did he come from?" Come on. It was okay, but I'll probably never really watch it again. I can't see myself sitting down and watching it. It just
Well, which scenes you talking about? The scene where he's like 50 feet away and it's like some guy like smoking a joint or whatever, and
no. There are
getting killed in
people
a tree?
walking right, like so. I don't want. I'm trying not to spoil it.
a lot of people
There's-
are dumb as fuck in the woods. They can't
Well,
hear their fucking.
That's what I
heart
mean.
attack.
Like, I guess you have to have these people get killed, otherwise you won't have a slasher flick. It's just the way they did a lot of it. It's literally Friday the 13th. The whole plot, it's the same thing.
I knew that's what it was. That's kind of like I said, the ending I didn't like, but I liked it for what it was. I'm not going to say it's a 5 out of 5 star, but I like the gimmick of it. I like some of the kills.
Would you
I like
see
the look
yourself
of the
actually
killer.
watching it more than once, though? Like, I'm pretty sure you've seen the
Yeah,
Friday the 13th.
Other than
movies
the last
plenty
10
of times.
minutes, which was shit.
Yeah, that
The rest
ending
of
was
it's good.
really bad.
We were talking
the
about
rest of
this.
it's
I love
good.
the
earlier.
effects.
So-
The practical effects are good. I'll give it.
What?
that.
Here's a question, because Wes and I were talking about this the other night. What A24 movies can you watch like over and over again? Because like we were saying, like the majority of those A24 movies, like once I watch them or either one of us watch them like one time, we're like, we're good. Like even if they're great, like I'm still just like I don't have any fucking.
The Iron
Like
Claw is
Fire.
one of them for me. I can
Yeah,
watch
that's
that
not.
again.
Yeah, I get that. That's yeah.
Uncut Gems is another one that was solid.
Uncut Gems.
I don't.
Yeah, that
I
was
don't
good.
think I'd ever want to watch it again, though, man. That made me a nervous wreck. That entire fucking movie.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
true.
it's
I can see what you
effective.
mean,
That means it's
You,
effective.
you shouldn't watch The Gambler with the original one with James Caan then, because that's another one that's very similar in terms of like just being nervous throughout most of it.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, I like those movies, but I don't really enjoy watching them. I don't like to feel that way.
Mhm.
I like
Dude,
being a
Yeah, I can
nervous
see what you
wreck.
mean about A24.
I'm watching movies. I'm like,
Midsummer was one, dude. Like I didn't know anything about it, and a guy at work mentioned it to me, and this was really. I think it might have been right when we first came back and started doing these shows, and I almost had a fucking panic attack watching that damn movie. Like I was just, I couldn't hardly function. I was like, I don't know if I want to make it through this damn thing.
I just with
I
that
felt
movie.
the same way, but it was more like I thought I was going to fall asleep.
Yeah. Yeah, what Matt said. Like, I was mostly bored by that movie, and I hated the writing in that. Like, it was, Ari Aster, I think he's a great visual guy. He does some amazing visuals. I think he should stick to
If you say
directing
so.
and not write. That's just me personally. I
You
think
know
he's
who
a
else?
pretty good
Well,
cinematographer and
You know who else
director.
does some great visuals but has horrible writing? Rob Zombie. There you
Yes,
go.
yes.
Amazing.
But
Yeah.
with Midsummer in
Shoot.
particular, like you have a whole scene where this cult, like there's people who throw themselves off a cliff and then they get their
Yeah, I know.
heads smashed like it's a fucking Gallagher show. And then like a few scenes later, you have these college students that are bitching at each other about, you stole my thesis. What the fuck, bro? And I'm like, you just saw somebody
Now, see, Mark,
fall off
that's
a
some
cliff.
dumb shit, Mark. That's some
They get
dumb
their
shit.
heads
You're
bashed
telling
in.
Fire Nature, give me shit about scared. There you go, Midsummer.
Somebody mentioned The Witch, though. I have seen that like 3 times, so that's one that I watched.
I
a
didn't
few
care for that
times.
one either. It's just a lot of these A24 horror films, like the art house elevated horror. It's just not for me. I just can't get into the characters. Even Hereditary, like there were some
We hate
moments
everything,
early
that's why.
on where I could get into
Like,
that. What?
we hate
Hated
everything.
everything?
That's why. That's
I
the
hate
answer.
everything. Yeah, of course.
Fuck it all.
But yeah, Hereditary, like the ending, and like there was no suspense in the climax because the lead guy was such an asshole. He was so unlikable. Like I don't care whether he gets killed. So when he was the final survivor, it was like whatever. And then he becomes a Jughead, from Archie at the end. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on those movies. It's fine if
Fear the
anyone else
Jughead.
enjoys them.
When seriously though, in Midsummer though,
It's like the player haters ball.
Yeah.
Hate you. I don't even know you, and I hate you.
the one scene in Midsummer though, because my wife was watching this with me too, at the very end,
Mm-hmm.
where the fire crotch girl's going at it with the guy,
Yeah.
and the old women are pushing on it and shit.
That's the scene that got me too. I'm like,
Is that
like-
the one where they're going like
Boys,
seals?
This is fucking uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
So you don't see shit like that very often, but yeah, I mean, it was just throughout that entire movie, it was just unsettling for me. And
That's cool.
Hereditary I like, but I didn't have the panic attack feeling throughout it. But I mean, I can understand definitely people wouldn't. Not everybody. They're not for everybody for sure.
these chat comments.
Hereda haters.
Hereda haters.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
I subscribe to that.
Yeah, I
Like a
think
Burger King crown.
their better stuff is like more of the drama stuff.
Mhm.
Another one I liked was mid '90s. I don't know if any of you guys have seen
I've
that.
been meaning to see that, but I haven't seen it yet. I want to though. It's like really short too. It's only like an hour and 20 some minutes.
Yeah, I think that was Jonah Hill's directorial debut, and it was a solid coming of age movie. I like coming of age movies, and there's not a ton of them that get made, so that one was kind of a breath of fresh air. Set in the '90s, well, obviously it's called mid '90s, but yeah, I really
And with the
dug
way
that
it
one.
was shot, it actually looked like it was somewhat
Yeah.
authentic for the time period, not wannabe, like the It. Remember the It Part 1, It Chapter 1 took place in the 80s, but it didn't look at all
No,
like the decade.
right? Yeah,
There was like a scene in a pharmacy where you're like, that doesn't look at all like that. Looks like you just shot it in a pharmacy in like 2020 something, 2018,
yeah.
and just like, so no, they'll never notice. Or like there's a few things where they put some posters up from some movies, but they don't even match the year that the story is supposedly taking place in.
Right, yeah. I mean, I saw some people in the chat mentioning the Ty West trilogy. Yeah, that's one of the better things, but I don't know. Some of the other stuff, I hated Bodies.
I
Really
see,
Oh
hated
god.
for me,
Yeah.
I'll be
Men,
the odd man out here. Like
Mhm.
I didn't love it, but I kind of didn't mind it for
It's not for people our age, though. Like that's the
Yeah.
one thing that I noticed. It's for the
Yeah.
younger.
Is that the one with Pete Davidson in it?
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
I didn't see
The-
that, and I never will.
It's the ending that kind of did it for me, because it was like I didn't expect that, and in a lot of ways it's a satire and it's skewering
Dude,
Gen
fucking
Z
dodge.
culture.
I mean, it
But-
was kind of a clever ending. I'll
Yes.
give them credit there.
I love that bit. It was like, what? I have service. After everything that happened, like it's all about their fucking
It's
social
so
media
fucking stupid.
presence.
We were thinking
So
about doing
fucking
like a tier show on the A24 movies, but there's so many
Yes.
that I haven't seen, so I don't
Yeah.
know if it would be.
You ever seen The Lobster? That was so bad.
No.
God, that
No.
was so pretentious and shitty.
Well, I can't say anything. I like Uncle
What's
Bill's
going on
favorite,
there,
Everything,
Snake Eye?
Everywhere, All at Once.
This fucking.
Hey, I like
cat.
that one too.
What is it? What I missed what you said, Matt.
No, I said I can't say that I like Uncle Bill's favorite, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Buddy, fuck that movie. And anybody that made that movie and anybody that was around when that movie was made, the fact that it won an Oscar, and fuck Jamie Lee Curtis for winning an Oscar for it. She was in that movie for like 10 minutes. That's the biggest piece of shit to ever like become like critically acclaimed that I have ever seen in my life, man. I'll never watch that movie again.
Isn't that the
I
one
mean,
that Data made his return on or
Yeah.
whatever?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He was on. He was great in it.
I love it.
I like it too.
God.
What about
Got my
the
wiener
the
fingers.
whale? Wasn't that
I
a
got
A24
wiener
movie
fingers.
too?
It was.
Well, that
Yeah.
movie is an emotional.
All
that
day,
is-
every
that is-
day,
That's an
buddy.
emotional
Love
ride,
the sausage.
because that film.
The whale fucked with me. The first time I saw it,
Yes.
I was like, I don't think I'm ever watch. This is another one I didn't want to watch it again because but for other reasons.
Oh, I don't even want to watch that film again
I thought
because of
that-
just how intense and just downright depressing it is.
I thought that very end of it was fucking ridiculous though.
Yeah, where he gets up.
He's flying or whatever.
He's fucking
Yeah, it was
dying.
meant
Well,
to
give him a
be-
break.
Yeah,
Jesus! Spoiler alert. He's fucking.
it was up to interpretation, I think, what that ending was trying to do. But yeah, it was a little on the nose, and the way that it was shot and edited, it was a little over the top. But Brendan Fraser
What
was
movie was it?
fantastic. The Whale. Fraser was fantastic in
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
He definitely
I'll give him
earned that
that.
Oscar, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
Drowns in a bowl of pudding.
I remember.
That's what
Do you remember the commentary? Speaking of The Whale, do you remember the commentary when that film came out and when Fraser was nominated for the Oscar, where people were all like up in arms because he wasn't an actual fat person
No, but
and he
that
was
makes
taking roles
sense.
away from fat
Where in the
people?
fuck are you going to find somebody that damn fat though that could act?
I know, right?
Well, they found that. No, I'm not gonna say. No, never mind.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
They're gonna get Nick Avocado from
Mark
YouTube.
knows exactly where I was going with that. I don't
Who,
know how, but I know. he
Precious, Precious,
Yeah. knows. I was gonna say
Precious, baby.
they found Precious, boys. So
That's
I
a
mean,
lost valet from back in the NWA era. But back to Friday the 13th, though, man. I think that the mainstream studios,
Back to that.
yeah, like they overthink it. You don't need fucking like Kelly Rowland or any of these named stars, Jared Padalecki or whatever the hell his name is. If I was, well,
That's
I'm
close
from
enough.
Eastern,
Yeah.
I'm from Eastern
Yeah,
Kentucky.
you got it.
The I would just like do like they did back in the day, independently, give these companies, say, even the guys that never hike alone or whatever, hire them to do the first one back. Give them $4 million or something. Be like, hey, give me an 85-minute Friday the 13th movie. Give it your best shot, boss. And I guarantee it'll be the best one in probably since at least Jason Goes to Hell.
It would make
Here's-
the budget back opening weekend,
Yeah.
at the very least.
I don't think it even matters if you just call anything Jason or anything related to Jason. It's going to make money. Like it doesn't fucking matter.
What? Jason Takes NASA.
Anything, yeah. Just be like
Right.
Jason
From Mad TV.
The
Jason
star
goes
is
to the garden.
Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who the fuck he's killing in it, as
Mhm.
long as he's killing people.
I think, yeah. That's
Yeah.
why
With a
I
decent
think
marketing campaign, with a decent marketing campaign, all you have to do is have a trailer. People will get buzzing. It's been for so
Mhm.
long. Just the demand. It'd be a huge
Mhm.
opening, probably the
Yes.
biggest, bigger than even the remake.
Mhm.
It would, even if it dived 80% second week, it would still make enough profit that you
Yep.
can make at least 3 more movies.
it
Well,
would be
You could-
Yeah.
it would be like Halloween 2018 in terms of like the hype and the box office.
Yeah.
Even
Opening
basic-
weekend.
Basic marketing, just slap the fucking hockey mask on a poster. People are going to go see it.
Basic.
It's like
thugonomics.
Yeah.
That's all we're doing.
Jason Goes to Hell marketing was amazing. Like, I remember that when I was a kid, I was so hyped to see that damn movie. And it's a different experience watching that shit in a theater. It really is, because even like we were watching Jason X in a theater, it was fun. Freddy versus Jason was fun. I saw Jason Goes to Hell twice. I liked it so
I
much.
love Jason Goes to Hell.
When I first saw it. And I mean, I think of the New Line movies, it's the best one for sure.
Stephen Williams is amazing in that movie. I'll say this until I die. Like, he is great in that movie.
Leslie Jordan's in that movie too.
John D. LeMay is great as the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of reminds me of myself. So every time I watch that, I'm like, yeah, I get to kick Jason's ass.
So
It is weird.
I wanted
though.
to ask, since, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'll go ahead. Yeah, don't mind.
No,
I was
you
gonna say
go
he's
ahead.
in
What
the
was
he's in
weird?
the series and he's in the fucking
Mhm.
movie. I thought that was just bizarre.
John D. LeMay, yeah.
Stephen Williams,
I
though,
was
if they were
Yeah.
to replace him with Tom Matthews, now fuck,
Yeah.
that would brought it up
Uh-huh.
10 notches and made a hell of a lot more sense.
So how would Tom Matthews do as dude?
Oh, no.
I was waiting on that. Yeah, what would that be like?
I don't know. Like, I've been searching for Jason for the last 14 years.
Only by voice can he die. How would he sound like that?
Only by voice can he be killed.
What about the best line in the movie is sticking the hot dog through the donut?
Oh yeah.
But like, I think that it would have made a lot that would be easy. That would have been an easy change, and it makes total sense, right? And it brings it back to the other movies. They could have got Tom Matthews to do it for like a 6-pack of beer and some hot dogs or something. He would have done it. He would have been happy to do it, you know.
So I was going to ask, we're saying it's very simple. It's a low budget.
Mhm.
Just announcing it is marketing enough.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
What is stopping them then?
They
have
play all the
Jason.
rights shit.
They're all too fucking greedy, man. Victor Miller's evidently like one of the big reasons, I think.
Yes.
Where the hell was he like the last 10 years or so when they were actually making the movies? Was he getting cut a check or was Sean
Here's
keeping all the money?
Here's the difference, because, and I was telling Uncle Bill this, and I think I blew his fucking mind. I was like, there's been, since 1989, technically one Friday the 13th movie.
Right, yeah.
The other ones, they had to change the name because of Victor Miller's ass. And I don't know what happened with that remake to where they got the okay and everything, but
Mhm. Which
think
that
of the
is
money
getting a
that-
new 4K from Arrow later this year.
But what? Victor Miller ain't shit. He hasn't done fucking shit
I
since
know.
Friday. All he did was rip off Halloween, and he didn't even do that good of a job, because I liked a lot of the sequels more than the first one. I respect the first one, but he's not that good of a writer. So I'm sorry you couldn't get a job ever again. So
Yeah.
you need the fucking money. So
he shouldn't
maybe get
need
some
money,
more
though.
talent and write some more scripts.
Everything that has Friday the 13th on it, that has Jason Voorhees on it, he's getting money.
That's a different Jason, though. See, that's the thing. Like, he didn't really invent the Jason that people know and love. He just the kid who drowned. Like, you saw like one shot of him at the end of the movie. That's
Right,
it.
but it's all based on characters that he created, though.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the, maybe he's not getting bukus of money on this stuff, but you would think, I mean, since he was the writer of the whole thing, story wise, that that would be. From what I can recall, though, didn't they have the name before they ever had the story? Didn't Sean Cunningham put the ad in the paper with the name? Because,
Yeah.
Halloween was like the first holiday people were wanting to copy that, I guess. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Victor Miller, though, is, from what I've heard, he's the holdout.
I thought they already made a deal, like, or Victor Miller, like that's why they're able to announce something, for the Jason universe or whatever. Which
Right.
I hope it's not. They're not going to try to do a Jason cinematic universe. Like, I don't want to see that.
The Jason metaverse. Let's do it.
It's like, no.
Like that. Here's what they'll do. This is it. This is the idea right here. It'll be different Jasons from different eras will come in. Like
oh my God! It'll be like No Way Home. It'll be No Way Home by the Friday the 13th version.
They all get together and then they have to join forces to kill all the kids they can. I'd watch that movie.
Another one, though, that I think you could easily do, but they won't. And there's not really been any rumors or anything about them starting anything else with the Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes.
And with that, I mean, Robert Englund, yeah, he probably can't be physical or anything, but you could get him to do the close-up shots and the voice and all that, and it would still work.
I'd rather him do a good, like an actual good Nightmare on Elm Street video game with Robert voicing it, or something like that, than another movie. Because I know Blumhouse is the ones that I think have the rights currently, and I just don't want to see a Halloween 2018.
Did Jason Blum actually get it? I know he was trying to get it.
Oh, he was trying to. Okay.
Okay.
But I don't want to see that. I don't want to see a Halloween 2018 version of the Nightmare on Elm Street with Heather Langenkamp and old Robert Englund.
Nancy,
let me tell you,
Nancy with the shotgun.
I was going to say, man, what you want to see? Heather Langenkamp with a shotgun shell belt, right there. 12 gauge double barrel, just running after Freddy. Yep. She's in a basement somewhere, making herself go to sleep to bring him out and shoot him. Trap him in a dungeon somewhere and set him on fire again.
That's probably the plan.
Yeah, what's the plan. That's what all the fucking Blumhouse movies are now.
That's sad. They've done that multiple times with Halloween and Tessie. Like, people think Uncle Bill's joking. Halloween, Chainsaw Massacre. It was a woman coming back with a shotgun.
Well, that one was Mick Garris.
Well, yeah. He doesn't have work, so he's got to acting.
Like the first time, the first time I remember seeing the girl with the bandolera, the shotgun shells, is actually the ending of Super Mario Brothers. Remember that with Samantha Mathis with the shotgun thing?
I do.
It breaks down the door. It was like, "We need you." And
then
it's better than the sequel that never happened.
Sadly, that's become an actual thing now, where they take the woman that survived from the original movies and they bring her back and they have her terrified of this person or whoever, and they have her get revenge on them finally at the end.
What
that's
about
every new movie now?
That probably would have been the Linda Blair thing for the sequel.
That's exactly what they were going to do, man. That's what they were going to do.
They could still do it.
I'm reading that I think Flanagan, because he's the one that was hired to do the next Exorcist, right?
Yeah,
I think he's going to just completely go a different direction from what I've been hearing. It's not even going to be even connected to Believer.
Yeah, I mean, that's smart. I don't know where you would go.
Just act like
nobody wants to see any of that stuff from Believer again.
Not really, no.
They don't want to see what's her name, the mom, Ellen Burstyn, think that she all of a sudden have psychic powers.
love-
or some shit.
I love seeing her get her eyes stabbed out. Though it was great. That
She'll
was the best
fucking-
part.
She'll tie like a bandana around her eyes like that, and become like Kenshi from Mortal Kombat.
She's Madam Web. And that's who she is.
They'll.
She's the real Madam
Mortal
Web. They should have
Kombat?
cast her as Madam Web in the movie Madam Web.
Would it be like WrestleMania 7, Rick the Model Martel versus Jake the Snake Robertson blindfold
Blindfold
match?
match.
Oh,
Yep.
man.
I can't see.
She could barely go up there's a scene where they had to cut her going up a set of stairs.
Yeah.
That's just not good. Like,
No, they had a stunt double doing that. So it wasn't her. I can't go upstairs, honey.
she's chasing Pazuzu in a hover round in the next one.
You know,
I'm
though,
like, just give me Repossessed with Leslie Nielsen. Like I'll take that over Exorcist Believer.
You had mentioned though the Super Mario Brothers movie. I was talking to a buddy at work about. Well, we started talking about that '93 movie that was so bizarre.
I love that movie though.
Are you shocked though? Like, it took them that long to make the Super Mario Brothers movie that everybody wanted. And lo and behold, the fucking thing made like $1 gazillion or whatever. And it was almost like they were shocked. And I remember when I saw the trailer for that Super Mario, the newest one, I was like, yeah, this thing's going to make a fucking fortune.
Yeah.
I can tell
Yeah.
you. And
Oh yeah.
like other properties Nintendo's got, do you guys think like we'll finally get like a Legend of Zelda movie or something?
Oh yeah.
Just-
I mean, the plans are already
I
in
hope
place for that after the success of the Mario Brothers movie. I think the delay is really due to Nintendo themselves. They were waiting to a point where they could be the ones that hold most of the cards, and they could be the ones that make the deal with whatever animation studio so that they can have, most of the profit and most of, the creative control because of what happened with the 1993 film. So I think that is what was the reason for the delay. The 93 film, no, I really enjoy it. It's crazy, it's wild, but like it's so unquestionably unique and one of a kind at the same time. The production design by the guy who did Blade Runner. You've got, Dennis Hopper playing Koopa. Yeah, Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo apparently didn't get along that well, and Hoskins hated doing that movie. And you can't blame him. He broke his arm shooting that film.
Mhm.
But they have good chemistry despite all of that, and it's got I like the music,
just-
even like the song.
It's such an
rock that.
odd movie for a
Yes.
Super Mario Brothers movie, though. Like,
It
that's,
is.
That's the thing.
I'm-
Well, Masters of the Universe was kind of the similar,
Yes,
right? Because
but
that was
done a lot worse.
That was one that they were working on for a while before it finally got made, and by the time it got made, like that. I mean, nobody gave a shit. That show was
No.
off the air, and the
Yeah.
toys were pretty much done.
Canon,
And it was nothing.
they put all their eggs in that basket in Superman 4.
Mhm.
Like the failure of those two films in particular is honestly probably the main reason why Canon Films went under. Masters Universe, they paid a lot to get the rights for it, and same thing for Superman 4, and they were going to have bigger budgets for both, but then like right before shooting, like, we're in trouble, you got to slash those budgets, and then like whatever grand plans they might have had for either film were completely out the window. I like Dolph Lundgren in Masters Universe. I like the score by Bill Conti. Like, I grew up with that movie, but like that's not the best. And I do like Frank Langella as Skeletor though.
That was
Yeah, that's the best part of the movie, in my opinion.
there were a couple movies that when I was a kid, I liked almost everything, but there were a couple of movies that I remember watching in a theater when I was a kid where I thought they sucked, and that's Masters of the Universe was one.
What was the other
It's
one?
like, what the fuck? The Garbage Pail Kids movie.
Oh
was one that
yeah,
I thought
yeah,
sucked.
yeah. That's bad.
I still
Yeah.
think it
Trash.
sucks. Holy shit! Right.
So when is the Battletoads movie coming out then? It should be the next one Nintendo releases.
I'm sure somebody will.
They
do
tried
it
to make a
eventually.
cartoon. There was like a pilot they did, and it was like so bad that They were like, "Nah, we're not making this into a cartoon."
That's pretty bad. Then you can't even make a cartoon out of that.
But yeah, I mean, I would definitely be interested in like even maybe a Donkey Kong movie or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't
There's all
bring
kinds
back
of,
Seth Rogen though as the voice of Donkey Kong.
no, but I mean, they could. I think people like kids would love that shit. You know.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck happened to Seth Rogen, by the way? He kind of disappeared, thankfully.
Isn't he voicing the food again in the Sausage Party Foodtopia show
That's
on Netflix?
what he needs to be. That's what he needs to be doing. That's about his speed.
Yeah, it's
Voicing the sausage.
Yep. Keep him on Netflix away from my eyes.
Star Fox movie would be cool.
That would be awesome. I'd love to see that.
No can do so.
Fuck Seth Rogen. He made that piece of shit Ninja Turtle movie a year ago or something.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole.
But I don't know how that guy got famous. Really, I don't. I'm struggling to figure that out.
I have no idea.
And then he was also involved in Santa Inc. Wasn't that his thing? That show?
Yeah, it's a really terrible Christmas show that tried to be those claymation cartoons back in the day, but it's like dog shit humor.
Super woke. That's really one of the best ways to describe that.
It's pretty much everything now, though.
Seth Rogen's an idiot.
Speaking of woke, did you hear about the John Woo's remake?
Yes,
that he's doing of his own movie, The Killer, starring one of the tech gal from Fast and the Furious.
Hell yeah, that's why you got to go now.
And it's like straight to Hulu or something.
Peacock. Yeah,
straight to Tubi.
Tubi original.
Straight to the cock. Straight to the cock.
That's where we're going to try to sell our movie to, Uncle Bill.
Yeah.
Tubi.
Straight to Tubi original, into the dead pit. Yeah.
But yeah,
Tubi
that trailer,
it
looked terrible. It's like, what is John Woo going back to the days of blackjack with Dolph Lundgren? No, thank you.
I mean, that last movie he did, what was it, Silent Night? That was a complete bomb.
That was not a good movie either, to be honest. I mean, it was okay, but like overall, it was not great.
What was like some of the, like this year, what's the most, the biggest money maker in the theaters so far this year?
Inside Out 2.
Makes sense.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, the Disney sequel. It's already made over $1 billion worldwide.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. I mean, I don't really see movies even being advertised on TV or anything anymore, though. It's so weird. Like, I don't know.
A lot of TV is dead. It's all streaming.
Well, I mean, on anything, though. That's the thing. Like I don't even know when, anything's coming out anymore, let alone, it's.
Have you noticed you've really got two options now, though, when it comes to movies? You either got like studios making these giant fucking movies like Marvel and Disney movies, or you got stuff like Longlegs where it was made for like $10 million and it wasn't that big of a risk. It had like a couple of names attached to it. It made back its profit in like one day.
Yeah.
It made back its budget, in one day. So it's like you've got those two options, but there's no movies in the middle of that anymore. No. There's no like $40, $50 million movies or anything like that anymore.
Yeah, well, CK mentioned like there's not a lot of TV ad stuff. And you mentioned Longlegs. They didn't even do any TV ads for it.
Yeah,
it was all digital marketing
and billboards.
And very clever, might I add, because that's where I saw all of it, and that's pretty much I think where most people.
They even had a website, which was kind of like the Blair Witch site back in the day.
Didn't they create like a phone number or something?
They did that with Maxine too. They had the number that you could call, and like somebody would talk. They'd have like a pre-recorded thing, and for both those.
What's weird though is like, wait, do you guys remember the last time you went to a movie theater and it was like totally packed? Like how long ago was that?
I couldn't even tell you.
Shit. I've been going to the movies more this year, and every showing I've seen, like I haven't seen it on opening weekend, so maybe that's why, but I just don't want to deal with that. I know for a fact if I did try to get a ticket on opening weekend for like Deadpool and Wolverine, like that would be packed.
Yeah.
But other than that, like other than those kind of films that already have like a wide established fan base, of young and old who are like really looking forward to it, like Deadpool and Wolverine, there's a lot of empty seats. I mean, I saw Night Swim by myself. In I was completely alone in the theater watching Night Swim. It was kind of fun, you know, because I could just shit on the movie without anybody telling me to shush. But like, it was still one of those things, and that was opening weekend for that one, by the way, at my theater.
Wow.
I'll tell you something else funny I noticed too the last couple of times I've gone to the movies. I don't know if this is a symptom of like just our area or if this is just movie theaters and there's nobody around taking even the tickets or anything anymore. Like you could literally walk into that building, walk straight to a movie, and nobody would have any idea.
Nobody cares.
They don't even fucking put people there. To
That's
tear the
happened for me a
tickets
couple times, and I'm like, why the fuck did I spend money? I could have just walked in.
I have the Regal Unlimited subscription, so they just like scan something on my phone, and then you know, I go from there.
I mean, if I lived in a bigger area where it had something like that, I would probably do that just so I could go and see newer movies. But like here, like me and Uncle Bill are both at least 30 minutes away from a movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
So all the other ones were closed. And honestly, man, I think that one that we go to on occasion now is going to be closed within the next 5 years. I would be shocked if it was still open.
Really?
It's like,
it's that bad?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's never like like I went last night and it was like I would say there was 20 people there all together and it's like 10 screens.
is it a chain? Is it a big chain or is it a local chain?
It's just a local theater.
Okay, yeah.
20 for everybody? Like all 10?
Yeah.
Just
All
20?
the screens.
I mean,
people.
when you first go
Jesus.
in to the screening, it was 7:00, right? And when you first go in and you get your shit, we were there probably about 20 minutes early or something like that.
You can just count the
altogether-
cars in the parking
Yeah,
lot.
altogether there was 20 people, I would bet, for every movie going on. And
Yeah.
people in that movie, I'd say there was 5,
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
I remember one time though, same movie theater, but it was like 20 years ago. Me and Uncle Bill went to see High Tension, and there was one other dude in the theater. It was just me and Uncle Bill and some other dude on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've read some films that have, you know, screenings have been a little more full than others that I've seen. But yeah, I think it's a lot of its timing when it comes to some of the films that I've seen locally. But I can see why people don't want to really do that as much, because if you have like a pretty good 4K setup, for instance, like you have an OLED and like a 4K, you know, player and all of that, like in a big enough screen, like you could just watch whatever in pretty close to the same definition in terms of quality.
Yep.
in your own home, and you don't have to deal with, oh, I can't pause the movie, or you don't have to pay as much for snacks, and you don't have to deal with people being obnoxious in the theater. Like when I saw Abigail with these guys like being a bunch of chuckleheads.
You don't have to leave your house is a big thing too.
Yeah.
Like convenience wins every time, and that's what we say.
Yeah.
You know, people always say about the theater, they're like, well, you know, it's about the community experience of going to see a movie. It's like, there ain't no fucking community.
There's nobody there.
Exactly. There's no
nobody
community.
So, like, why are you going? I can sit here by myself, or I can sit at the theater by myself.
Yeah.
Well, I can remember though when, what was it, probably 10, 15 years ago when they moved everything to digital, or they're starting to move everything to digital. I was like, yeah, I mean, this looks cool and everything, but it looks like it's like a blown up Blu-ray, basically. So the technology is so close. Like, I mean, I think that hurts it more than anything, really. Like, I love the experience. And I remember I was bitching to my brother-in-law because he was complaining a few years ago, one of the last theaters that was playing 35 millimeters, like, they've got those old shitty 35 millimeter projectors.
That's awesome, though.
That makes, you know, he was like, they make too much noise and everything. And I'm like, dude, God damn it.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that think that way. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they do. The younger generation, that's how they think. And, you know, I'll tell you my favorite things
That's all I
too.
can say. God damn it.
God damn you, buddy. You're no better than that. But there's some of these editions and like the Madman 4Ks like this, where you put it in and it looks like you're watching a 35 millimeter film print.
Well,
And I just love that.
exactly what Mike was saying though is true. Like these companies releasing these 4Ks and stuff now have gotten so good at it, and the TVs are so good at this point, and the 4K players. It's like it's about the same thing, if not better. A lot of times, like what you watch at
Well, on
home.
the
is
older
good.
movies too. Like I think
Yeah.
it's way better on the older movies.
But speaking of older films, though, I think there is something to be said about the experience of seeing these older classic films in the theater in 35 millimeter, because honestly, some of the best experiences that I've had so far theatrically have been when I've went to these screenings over at the Hollywood Theater over in Portland. And, because not only has there been times where, I've met people like Fred Decker and Rick Baker and Chris Wallace and Joe Dante was there for a Q&A of the Burbs, and there is a community there still. So when I would go to see these films, like the Evil Dead trilogy, for instance, or a double feature with Creepshow and Cat's Eye, the theater was packed. Like they're when you would get your tickets ahead of time because they would sell out, and so it wasn't one of those things where there's like empty seats everywhere. People were cheering at the right spots, quoting the film.
Oh yeah,
it was just a really fun experience. And
those are genuine film fans. I mean,
yes.
Those are people that appreciate the film. They know everything about it.
They're everywhere too. Like they really are, because when we did those screenings here, like in 2011, 2012, most of the time we had a packed fucking crowd of people that would travel like from West Virginia, Tennessee, or whatever, and come and see these 35 millimeter film prints. Mm-hmm. And it was my favorite thing that we ever got to do associated with the show, was doing those screenings.
Can't do it now.
I heard that they're going to be playing
a strip club or something.
I heard they're going to play movies there too. That's what I heard. I don't know what exactly, but.
Well, knowing the fucker that bought it, the only movies they'll be playing is like Disney movies or
porn. Have a porn theater
on the road.
That's true. It could go one of two ways. Yeah.
Portland, ain't all the drugs legal there? Oh yeah.
That's their motto.
Yeah, actually, speaking of Friday the 13th, I saw Part 7, The New Blood, over there in 35 millimeter with Kane in attendance. And he was actually commentating. No, he doesn't do that anymore. But he was commentating in character throughout parts of the movie. So he'd be like there in the audience, and there'd be some, one of the characters, one, slasher victim, some chick, and she's running, and he's like, "Run, bitch, run!"
They used to do stuff like that at the Scarefest every year, but they don't do that at all anymore. Like they would do 2 movies a year, and man, I think we saw Friday 7 at one of them, and Return of the Living Dead's, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, stuff like that. But yeah, they don't do that anymore either.
Well, Kane did a Q&A after. He actually signed autographs, and he didn't charge you if you brought something to sign. He was only charging for photo ops.
How long ago was this?
It was last January.
Shit. That's pretty good. I think he charges $80 now at conventions.
Yeah. And he was talking, he in the Q&A, like he was talking about Jason X, and it was so awkward, but really funny, because he was walking on eggshells about something that happened on the set of Jason X with him and like one of the stars or whatever, because it's considered to be politically incorrect. So like he let it slip, and then he was like, "Oh shit, I shouldn't say that." But everyone in the audience was like, "It's cool." It's like, and I don't think anyone's ever said anything about it since, because not everyone is chronically online like some people are nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Well, that's good at least. But yeah, I mean, it's just with these movies now, I think that it's important to, if you can, like you were saying, go and see 35 millimeter. I don't think there's not many places that do it anymore, unfortunately.
Have you ever been to a drive-in before?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
They still have one over here.
The Georgetown Drive-In in Indiana is one of the very few that never closed. It's been open for like 70 or 75 years or something like that.
Wow.
And that's the only 35 millimeter print I still have is the Madman print that we played there back in the day.
Oh,
Yeah.
So that was a pretty cool experience. It was a double feature night of G.I. Joe and Madman.
Like the animated movie?
No, the live action.
The Rock movie with G.I. Joe.
Okay.
Oh, I remember
What,
that.
G.I. Joe Retaliation? The second one?
Oh, God.
I
who
don't
the fuck
remember.
thought of that double feature? What?
Well, what they would do is like they played like first run movies,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Late Show was the horror movie
Oh.
stuff. So on one
Okay.
screen, I think they had The Exorcist playing on one screen, and the other screen it was Madman because Linda Blair and Paul Ehlers were both there for the Fright Night Film Fest show, and they were signing autographs in the concession area and all that.
Cool.
That's cool.
No, I never thought I would hear G.I. Joe and Madman. in the
G.I.
same
Joe
sentence.
Retaliation.
Did you know, though, a little bit of trivia for you? The guy that did the Madman soundtrack and the theme and all that stuff also did the Reading Rainbow theme song.
Wow.
No, I didn't know that.
That's quite the career.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Very versatile.
Yeah. I think Paul was the one that told me that. I was like, what? What the fuck? Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
But, anybody got anything else? We got a couple of minutes here. Anything you want to bring up?
I'm just curious. So we were talking about theater stuff, physical media, straight to streaming. What's the last thing you guys saw that went straight to Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, whatever that was actually good or that you really enjoyed?
That's really difficult then if you put that in there.
Oh,
You talking about just movies or shows? Or what?
Movies specifically.
God.
Damn.
I talked about UB the last stream. I liked the new Beverly Hills Cop film.
I did too.
enjoy
Okay.
that.
I guess that would be it. Yeah, I liked Axel F.
Get it on,
Mark.
Mark. I see
Your
the
thoughts,
face
Mark.
again. In the
Go.
Bio Nature.
Go on,
That's
go
why
ahead,
I'm
Just the
Mark.
odd
shit on
man out
everything.
tonight.
God
Like,
damn.
I didn't hate it, but okay, let me put it this way. Have any of you that have seen it, have you seen is it Bad Boys Ride or Die?
Yes,
Before
and I liked Axel F more.
It's so similar though. That was my
Yeah,
issue.
A little bit.
And I think
Now that
the
you mention
writer,
that.
one of the guys that was the writer on that, he was the writer on Axel F. And I'm like, it
Okay.
totally shows. Like,
That kind of makes some sense.
I don't want to call him a hack because I don't know what else he's done, but I'm like,
Yeah.
the helicopter
Oh.
crash is right. It's
Okay.
the whole
I didn't
thing with
see
the
fucking
guy.
Bad Boy.
Okay. But the guy who's like, is obviously the bad guy, but he's presented as the good guy. It's the same. It's in both movies. He's in the first
Yeah.
act. It's the same.
I
thing.
think it's
The ending
more
is the
obvious
same.
though with Kevin Bacon than it.
Well, yeah,
technically-
because it's Kevin Bacon. Yeah.
yeah.
But the whole, sorry if I'm spoiling it. Let's kidnap somebody at the end and save him. I mean,
Yeah, I guess. But I felt it worked better
I don't know.
in Axel F than it did in Ride or Die. But now that you mentioned that, I didn't think about that, and I didn't know it was from the same writer. I would say it's like a better take on what that guy was trying to do with his other co-writer in Bad Boys 4. It's not great, but it's I still had fun with it and I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot more than because I rewatched Beverly Hills Cop 3 beforehand. I hate that movie. Like that is so bad. Like I got like an hour in and then I was like, I hate this film. I never want to watch this shit again. And I saw the 4K and it oh great. This shitty movie looks great. Doesn't matter.
It's the
still
best it's
shit.
ever looked.
It's got Atmos. So now I can hear Niles Rogers' awful rendition of the Axel F theme in Atmos.
What's the
So now it
most
sounds even worse.
What do you think the most eye-rolling 4K is, though, as far as what the fuck? Why are they releasing that in
Jaws
4K?
3.
It's one
Probably-
from Scream Factory.
I was gonna
guarantee
say that something.
Well,
from
the Scream Factory too. The
I've
RoboCop
got-
remake. I do not want
The
RoboCop.
Child's Play remake, maybe.
I don't want RoboCop in 4K. Who is asking for RoboCop in 4K? I don't know who it is. Not me.
No.
I think people plumb forgot about that movie. Like, I mean, it's like it was never made or whatever. One of the remakes that time forgot, which that could be a show.
I saw that in IMAX, by the way.
God.
Oh man.
What about the Scream 1981 that Dark Force Entertainment did
Oh
in
my
4K?
god. Yeah, that's up there.
I was like, when I saw it, I was like, I'm
man, they
shocked that
also-
that piece of shit made it to Blu-ray.
They
Yeah.
also put out Final Exam in 4K. I mean, damn.
Oh
Like
man.
Dude, like, I know we talk
No,
shit
it's-
about Final Exam, and it's shitty too, but that Scream 81 might be the shittiest slasher movie of all time.
Even worse than Unhinged.
It's been a while since I've seen an Unhinged is really shitty as well.
That's really,
Or-
really bad.
This isn't a slasher, but it's really bad. Demented. Like Demented from 1980.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, Dark Force has done a few that's been like,
Aren't they done?
questionable. With 4K, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, with
Okay.
4K.
Didn't you mention they did Flesh Eater on 4K?
Yeah, Vinegar Syndrome.
Oh yeah.
That's a damn classic, though.
I forgot. My mistake.
Do the Bill Heinzman collection. Let's get all
I
the movies
remember
in
like I was on Reddit and I think I
Oh.
like mentioned something about how not everything needs to be in 4K and I got downvoted to oblivion. Because I was like, I think I'm just speaking the truth. Like not everything legitimately benefits that much from the 4K format. Like Flesh Eater, no, that doesn't.
No,
Nah,
I've watched
but-
several movies lately that didn't benefit at all from 4K, like that were just the way they were filmed. And in
Some
fact, some of them was
companies,
50
though-
millimeter, like it didn't do anything.
Like,
Yeah.
Synapse, man, about everything that they do, even the Blu-rays look like 4K almost. at this
Yeah,
point.
they do some good work. You have to wait a while, but they do some good
I
work.
was watching that Crocodile, which is not a good movie. I'm not,
Oh man.
but holy
I-
shit!
I
Like
do that.
the video quality of that thing is
Uh-huh.
freaking amazing, though. Like they made that. I mean, they polished that turd as much as possible.
What about Toby Hooper's Crocodile? Speed of Crocodile.
Well, that's coming next in 4K. That'll be a Vinegar Syndrome one, I'd say.
It'll be like Toby Hooper's Lost Classic.
From like the mid
Crocodile.
Crocodile bulls.
Very loose term of the word classic, then I'll say that. Fucking-
Well, it's a classic compared to that Jinn movie that he did in Saudi Arabia or whatever the hell it was.
Are they going to do spontaneous
Well-
combustion? Like that?
okay,
That
you got me.
what the hell even is that movie? Spontaneous combustion.
He was just
It's
doing some
Brad
good.
Dourif joint.
He was doing some good cocaine. That's the only thing I can think of.
Brad Dourif joint, man.
I love Brad Dourif, but that movie is a mess. Like
Yeah,
I don't even know
I know.
Yeah.
what the fuck is
You're
going
right.
on half the time in that movie.
I don't think Toby Hooper knew, to be honest.
No, he was hiring a cop.
Or Night Terrors. Yeah, I get this. Where's the 4K of that? I get the guy see the guy riding naked horseback in 4K.
Yeah, I mean, with me, I'm trying to be a little bit more selective in
Mhm.
stuff that if I don't own it yet and it's coming to 4K, fine. Like The
Yeah.
Hitcher, dude. God,
Yes.
I cannot fucking wait.
I'm
that.
super psyched about that. Second Sight does stellar work.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's one of my favorites too. Like I love that. I've always loved that movie.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of that one too.
I mean, there's a couple coming out that everybody's looking forward to. Trick or Treat, if it
Mhm.
ever comes out, and then, of course, The Hitcher. I mean, there's
Yeah,
a few that are like must-have kind of movies coming out.
but not Phantoms. With
No,
Ben
not
Affleck.
Phantoms, and not the Child's Play remake, and not Dracula 2000, and all this other shit Scream Factory's releasing. No.
What's funny though is like
Or
Scream
the
Factory.
Amityville Horror remake.
Oh God, Child's Play
Island of Dr.
remake,
Moreau?
The Boy in 4K.
Yeah, the
Oh,
boy.
boy.
That one
Why
was
couldn't they-
really.
I want Brahms The Boy 2 in 4K as well.
Who doesn't, though?
It's every wrinkle on Katie Holmes' face.
Oh, that's right. She
Fucking
is. in
Mark.
it. I
Yeah.
forgot.
We'll call it Mark.
Oh.
Is Cool as Ice on 4K? Since he's such a big Cool as Ice fan.
Mark,
Oh, he's got to wait on that one.
No, he's
Don't talk about actual evidence of violent nature, but you're holding a goddamn Pooh's Ice fucking,
look, buddy.
fucking special edition thing.
That's a nice addition, man.
Yeah.
No, it's only Blu-ray in here. Only Blu-ray.
You got a point,
4K 's
Rambo.
coming next.
I mean, you really do.
Blu-ray disc.
But the
Speaking of
last
Synapse, where's the Deadly
Oh, sorry.
Spawn Blu-ray from them?
They've been working on it for like 15 years, I think.
Uh-huh.
I don't think,
The
like,
one-
Deadly Spawn, man, I don't see how that can really look that great.
Mhm.
I mean, I just,
Yeah.
that's one of them that's always going to look shitty, I think.
One I've always wanted to see on Blu-ray,
Yeah.
or I'm sorry, on 4K from them is Lamora. And I
Okay.
don't know what the deal is with that, but
They have an old, we asked him about that. I remember he said they had an old HD transfer that they may do a Blu-ray of at some point. But yeah, the original source material's gone or lost or something like
yeah,
that.
go figure.
But who knows? Well, guys, it's past the 2-hour mark. If you guys have anything else real quick, hit it out there. But it's been fun. Mike, I'm glad to get you on here finally. You're welcome
Thank
back
you.
anytime, dude.
Yeah, sure. I'll do, if I got the time, feel free to send me an invite. I'll try to make time in my schedule.
Cool. So you guys got anything coming up on your channels or anything, Mark? You got anything coming up on the Stunt Man Mark channel? You're starting to put some stuff out there.
I'm gonna do the Cool as Ice showcase.
Yes, you are.
That's
No,
gonna
I'm
be
just,
huge.
Oh,
I'm
when
just
you-
kidding.
Your audio
Yeah,
commentary. With your favorite
You
fucking
honestly
film
should.
was.
You should do the Cool as Ice one though. Seriously,
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you'll be the only one
Why
on
not?
YouTube
That's
that's
what I was
done
gonna
it.
say.
you will be the only person, and plus Garrett will have something to jack off to, so that'll be good.
Oh, yeah.
Garrett will be watching.
Garrett will be so fucking jealous. It was like when we were doing that Severin show last week. Garrett found out they were redoing that damn doll or whatever. He got mad as hell. You're kidding.
that.
You're kidding me.
Garrett don't like it when they
Solid.
reproduce things that are supposed to be like one time only.
right. Well, I mean, that's what Severin always does for the most
Yeah,
part.
you got to know the David Gregory's.
Yeah, they get
greedy
some
little
more
bitch.
units from Bangladesh, and it's all good. They put them on the Black Friday sale or the halfway sale or whatever the hell it is.
Except like the Dick Demon thing. They didn't do that again. But
I can see
probably
why.
for good reason.
Uncle Bill never did get his
I don't
replaced.
know why they
It's-
never did it again. Like this fucking thing. It's like
God.
that's why.
leaning
Oh, look at
leaning
you.
over.
the leaning Dick Demon of Doom.
leaning Dick Demon a pizza.
You know what you should do,
Doing the
Uncle
make-
Bill? You should fashion a limbo stick or something.
Yeah.
These days, just doing
Go
the
under.
limbo.
That would be good.
Hold on. It's gonna go under the mic.
Hello, can you go?
Yeah, it looks fine from the front. And then
What's
you go
funny is
out.
they had, I don't know if it was on this past sale, but they were selling like Night of the Demon stickers, and it's fucking Dick with the guy with its hand.
Yep.
Oh, hey.
Dick Demon hand on
Hey.
the Dick Demon dick.
The VHS Collectors Unite group, man, they'd be all over that sticker. They probably buy like 100 copies of that shit.
Imagine somebody in your family opening that up before you did and be like, what
Oh,
the
God.
fuck is this?
Look, you're gonna have to go to counseling. The what's coming up on the Rambo channel, Rambo Raft for Life channel?
Getting back to after the Eye of the Hurricane. Stay tuned. The AI song is coming soon for that. Just a random requests, a lot of random stuff. Thanks to people out there watching some good stuff like Summer Rental,
Classic.
personal
I love
favorite
that
movie.
movie.
Sally, no Blu-ray, but we got Flesh.
Dude, that's
Who
one
is
of the
I
best John
fucking
Candy
fucking
movies. How the
looking?
fuck is it not out on Blu-ray?
I don't know.
Paramount is notorious for that. So, but love to. Same director did Summer School. Very fun film. Yeah, I agree. John Candy classic, and just a lot more coming through the pipeline. Thanks to people out there. Some bad, like fucking Georgia the Jungle 2 for some reason.
It's not like the
God.
first one was a masterpiece anyway,
Well,
but then you see the second one and you're like, wow.
Some of these people are just fucking with you, man. Like, you know, I spit on your grave. Deja vu's another one. Yeah. You enjoyed the hell out of that, though. It's worth it.
Like I told you, B, I love a lot of that movie. The crackhead Rob Zombie looking guy. He does look like if Rob Zombie like took a lot of crack and he gets shrunk.
If you watch
he was
it
in that movie,
in
That guy
increments,
should have taken Pee Wee
easy.
Herman's advice from that hilarious
what,
infomercial.
don't do crack?
Yeah, it's like he's in Pee Wee Herman. Just he's in complete character, and he's like, "Crack is whack."
OCP Communications Channel. What do you got coming up? Man, you're always putting stuff up.
I am planning on doing a couple things. I have some requests as well that I have to get to that people have generously and graciously sent me. But one of them is Warriors of Virtue. I have not seen that film all the way through until recently. And man, that's a piece of shit. that is awful. It's so bad. And I'm gonna do another physical media video because I actually have some some stuff that I got in the mail. So I'll probably show that. And
I was watching
new installment of Physical Media Madness and rant
and
about
it's
Jaws
fucking
3.
madness too. I watched
Yeah.
one that you did a month or two ago, and I was like, "God damn, boys, how long?" You need to buy some new DVD shelves just for that video.
Yeah, this stuff's just piled everywhere, man.
Yeah, so
Stacks upon stacks.
when it comes to physical media and stuff, yeah, you're huge into that too. So if anybody is not checked out his channel, you get a lot of stuff for sure. So Uncle Bill, what you got coming up, man? Do you know any reviews that you got coming out here in the next little bit?
Hell no, I got the same shit coming up as you do. We're doing the same show.
We are
at some point though, man, I'm telling you, you won't listen to me, but I'll try to tell you.
What?
We need to start doing Dead Pit is Watching. Just have that be like the show where we talk about all the stuff that we watched for the past week. And then
I think that's a fun idea.
yeah, I mean I think that would be cool because I'm watching like a movie a day at least now. So we would have some stuff. Now in terms of reviews and things like that, I have no idea.
Well, the big series of shows that we're doing right now is the Cruel Summer Slashback series.
Right.
And a lot of these slasher movies, well, pretty much all of them, we have never, ever reviewed on the Dead Pit show before. So the next one up we are doing is on Sunday night. Do you remember the ones we're talking about on Sunday, Uncle Bill? One of them is Buddy has an axe to grind. It's a big axe.
Oh.
Slaughterhouse.
Oh, Slaughterhouse.
Yeah. From
And then another
1987.
The other one is like one that's been brought up probably more than almost any other film on this for us to do because everybody seems to dig this movie. I've never seen it. I look forward to seeing it. Nightmare Beach, which is an old Italian slasher film.
For whatever reason, that title popped in my head. Like it literally just popped in my head. Am I going to talk about that movie? Because it's summer, you know, and
right.
beach.
Dude. Oh God. Like I told Uncle Bill, I've already seen it and I'd never seen it before. That was another one that I'd never seen before. And it was an instant fucking classic in my opinion. I loved it. That's all I'm going to say. I've already prepared something for it. It's fucking great. It's fucking great.
It's so ridiculous.
Yes.
But it's fun though.
Yeah.
Like I can't deny it. And it's so 80s. So 80s.
It's like a teen sex comedy mixed with a slasher movie, really.
Okay.
So get ready because like a week after we do it, another horror outlet will have like a whole expose on that.
That's usually how it works. Yeah. With a lot bigger audience. So
with Slaughterhouse,
they fucking stole your fucking night school review. Where like you guys talk about night school the next day.
I mean,
like
I'm
Joe
sorry.
was like night school.
the timing of that was pretty suspect.
I'm sorry, man, but that's way too much of a coincidence. Like all of a sudden, like they're like, "Oh, night school." It's like, no, I'm sorry. This is way too coincidental.
Well, yeah, the Arrow in the Head people will be doing Nightmare Beach in a week from
in 1 week.
the next one.
That is pretty damn big question.
Yeah.
Also, we got a couple of patron requested reviews coming up. Curse the Cat People from 1944.
Okay.
Which I think people will be a little bit surprised by our review on that one. And another A24 movie, and I don't know if you guys have seen this, Saint Maud.
I liked it. That's just me, though. I actually didn't mind that one. It was...
Haven't seen it.
It was one of the better A24 horror films to me, because it was definitely... The drama aspect, I think, was fitting in better with that particular film, because it was more of a psychological...
Yeah, it's not really a horror film.
Drama.
The lead in it does a great job, too.
No, she's
does
phenomenal.
a fantastic job.
Yep.
But also I'm doing a Madman 4K comparison. So there's 2 different 4Ks of Madman out. And a couple people have asked about that. So that'll be coming out here in a couple of days. And Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I'm doing a review of that as well.
The original or the
The
remake?
original.
Yeah.
Kevin
Oh,
McCarthy.
okay.
1956.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that is it, guys. I appreciate y'all joining us on here. We will try to do these more on a regular basis. So we originally tried for one a month to do these roundtable shows and get patrons and everybody joining us on here. So, but it has been fun. We appreciate everybody in the chat as well. We didn't really get to the chat too much tonight, but that's normally how it goes. We've got a lot of people to.
That one guy got so pissed off.
He was
It's
like Roman Reigns, acknowledge me.
Well, when we do the roundtable
Man.
shows, though, we never really get into the chat. I mean, that's usually always how it is. But anyway, appreciate all you guys. Keep it creepy, and we will see you next time on DeadPit.com. Give us the thumbs up, like, subscribe, and if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that Dead Pit puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a fuck.
I want you to. I want you to.
Okay.
Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that.
No, don't you dare touch it.
Thumbs up. Subscribe. Click that bell.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit Radio shirts. You can get Last South on the left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. Dead Pit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows, fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.